that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about. Have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round. I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Late Show with Bass and Chaos and Truth. What's going on?
That was a really good intro. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never been around for the beginning of the show before.
Oh no, yeah, man. Yeah. I'll be trying. I'm trying.
I told him it was too long.
Yeah, that's okay. It gives people time to come in. That's how I look at it.
I saw the numbers creeping up. Yeah, you doing the overnight tonight, Carlos? All right, Carlos. Like I said before, he's matter of fact. We did impromptu. Truth is 1 year old. Is 1 years old. Well, a 1 year old show now, ladies and gentlemen. Back on May 6th was the first interview that we put out.
Oh.
And it was Carlos.
Oh wow! Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you, man. It's been a fun year. I'll tell you that.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, I've met so many different people in regards to like the YouTube and now the paranormal, and it just starting this opened up a whole new world for me. You know what I mean? Like I got to meet the dragon. Well, not in person, but you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm just a normal guy like you guys are. Like I send you fart videos from TikTok, so I mean, you know.
Speaking of TikTok, I did watch that video earlier that you posted about your son seeing that disc outside his window.
Oh, Henry, yeah. Did I talk to you guys about that?
No, I didn't see it. Actually, no, I can't. When did you? Because I don't think I got that from you.
Okay. I think the only time I actually talked about it when it was recorded was an Infernal Ones episode, Close Encounters of the Chaos kind.
Yep.
That was the only time I really, and I just kind of went over that quick because that was really only half the story. The other half of the story came later. You know what I mean? So
cool.
And not to mention, we actually saw something in the sky tonight. And Oakley was the one who there. He points out. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, no, that's got to be a jet. And the way it was acting was okay. That's not a jet. Not at all.
I'll tell you what, it's a nice clear night tonight in New York too. And I was thinking about taking out the telescope, but Bass like, oh, yo, let's do a stream. All right, I'll do a stream. Let's go.
No, wait, hold on. Don't get that shit twisted. You asked me if I wanted to do one.
You asked me earlier in the day, you lying ass.
No, did I?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Oh, no, I was out in the sun for a while today, so it kind of baked me.
Mr. Lurks a lot. I like that name. That's a hell of a name.
That is a cool name.
Oh, so, dude, I can next week. Yeah, next Saturday is the Pine Bush UFO Festival, and I will be going to that. That is going to be so much fun. I plan on doing a phone stream from there. And Bass was like, "Yo, why don't you try to hook up with the Hudson Valley BFR, Bigfoot organization?" I mean,
Hudson Valley Bigfoot researchers.
Yeah, they'll be there, so why not? I mean, they've investigated that Whitehall sighting, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. And they're also the group that had the picture of the dog man saying, if you guys have ever seen anything like this in the woods of the Hudson Valley, please contact us.
Yeah, and I was there when I looked at that, and people were walking by laughing at that shit. What the hell is that? Well, go down south, you'll see him.
Yeah.
Shit, you ain't gotta go down south.
But so I talked to Walt earlier. He said he told me to tell him which direction we're gonna go, and he'll map out sighting areas and shit along that route for Bigfoot and everything. Because I plan on driving through for the conference. I'm talking about the conference in Tennessee in August. We're planning. Me and Bass are gonna drive down, and we're gonna drive through PA and then down through Ohio, and that's all Bigfoot territory. So I was like, shit, maybe we'll have a sighting or something.
Listen, man, like I said before, if something crosses the road in the middle of the night, we are going to have a problem.
Don't be scared.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a funny game saying that right now until that shit runs across the road.
It's all fun and games till you see a lady in white on the side of a bridge when you don't expect to. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I've had my cryptid on the side of the road sighting before, so it wouldn't be nothing new.
Well, I can't say I've seen anything on the side of the road, but I got growled at pretty damn good.
So hey, let me kick something off to you guys. All right. And I talked to Bass about this last night. As a matter of fact, Bass actually heard some audio last night that came right from this apartment. But and I talked to Bass about this. So truth. Is it possible when doing a spirit box session, riddle me this, do you think it's possible that you could pick up something more than a spirit? I'm talking about maybe something in the sky. Do you think that's a possibility?
Yes.
Because I think we got something like that last night, Henry and I. And yeah, so we decided the four of us, because my oldest boy went back to his mom's. He came over he was only at the house for maybe an hour and a half. And he went back home because he wasn't feeling well. He didn't want to get anybody sick, whatever his deal was. And so after we all ate supper, we were thinking, well, we're going to do something. So I downloaded a Spirit Box app for my phone. And Renee downloaded a couple of different things for her phone. And as a matter of fact, one of them was that ghost detector app that will give you. I sent both you guys those pictures.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
So, what did you pick up with the Spirit Box?
We went to because what I was doing was when the wife was taking the pictures, she had this ghost detector app open, and she was pointing her camera directly at us, snapping pictures because she saw those two images that I sent you guys. And I don't know exactly in what direction they were. I don't know if they were the left or the right, up, down, but she said they were standing right next to us or right behind us. And so I only got like 3.5 minutes maybe of audio of doing the spirit box thing in the cemetery before like 4 cops showed up. They like literally came out of nowhere. So, and they were cool and everything. They're like, "What are you guys doing?" So I told them, they're like, and one of them walks up next to me and goes, "I know what he's doing. I know that guy." I'm like, I turn around and look, and it's my ex's nephew. And I've known this dude ever since he was in diapers. Now he's a cop. It's like, Jesus, dude, I'm old. But after we left the cemetery, we decided to go to the Blueberry Plains, where we would have all of those, where we've had like a bunch of night watches and all that stuff. And we got 17 minutes of audio from that. And it's like, just to say that we were out there and trying to talk. So, and the cool thing about this app, it's called the Lucifer 2 Spirit Box app. And don't freak out, people. It's just the name. And it's pretty simple. It doesn't have any ads in it. And it's just a straight spirit box app. You hit the little thing and it starts cycling through the radio stations like a normal spirit box would, but it doesn't have the distortion or the white noise in it, which is really cool. So you can actually really pick the words out clearer. And the short of it is that, I've had experiences that area is a bit charged, but then we started getting these things. Henry, you'll be able to hear it when I record the video over and I edit it and get it out there. You'll hear Henry go, "What is that?" And we look up in the sky, and we've got this one thing right up here ahead of us that like kind of off to like our upper left in the sky, and it's moving back and forth, up and down. It's getting bright, it's getting low. It was like, wow, cool. I'm like, see, so you're actually seeing something in front of you. And we look over here, and then we've got this like large orange globe light that is just kind of circling around the top of us. And the spirit box, I switch it to the 350 ms setting on it, and it starts saying, "Look up, we see you, I see you." And it just kind of went from there. The name Robert was mentioned 2 or 3 times. It just seemed like whatever was talking to us, it actually called me, I think, how did it go? It called me Fatty Fleshman. And I'm like, dude, I'm not calling you names. All right, I know I got a little bit of weight on me, but come on. Ain't nice. But at the cemetery, something called Henry stupid. So I'm like, I don't feel so bad about that now. But it was weird because it seemed like we were expecting to get something on the ground level almost, like spirit-wise. But I almost think that we were getting stuff from the top of us, from over the top of us.
I don't think anybody's ever like taken a, say, spirit box and tried to use it for UFO contact. I've never heard of that.
See, when me and Chaos talked about it last night, I said, why wouldn't like aliens or UFOs or something like that? Because they're basically running from some form of EMF field. So why can't they just tap into that? Or you're picking up some form of their wavelength or something like that.
That's what I was thinking too, because I've never ever heard of that, and that totally wasn't even my intention to go down there. That was the only other place I could think of that wasn't like a private property or a cemetery or a graveyard or a churchyard or anything like that, or a hospital that we could go to at that time of night. And it was one of those things where it was like, I could be wrong, because I've had weird experiences in there. Even like when myself and the wife were in our dating phases, we would go down to the Blueberry Plains, and some weirdo shit will be going on down there, weird noises and everything like that. But we've got the stuff flying around the top of us, and it just seems like what was coming out of the spirit box was coming from above us rather than on the same level of us, ground level. You know what I mean? I could be totally wrong, but just seems very interesting to me because, like you, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, but it's telling you to look up. So I've really never heard of anybody. Dude, I don't like the name of this app, but I might have to try this.
Well, I mean, it was the only app that I found that didn't have ads in it. I didn't have to pay for, and it actually had like a 4.5 star rating on the Google Play Store.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, it considering only out of 5 stars. And then I get back home and I give Bass a call and I'm telling him about what's going on. And Oakley comes out freaking out, and then Renee comes out right behind him, and she's got this like EVP, or like, I don't think it was a Spirit Box app. I'm not exactly. I think it was like Ghost Tools or something like that. I think that was the name of the app. And it was weird because in looking into it, it would record obviously in like the same form of an EVP, that type of thing, but it was playing it in real time like it was really happening. And as well, it was also would give a name to the save file through the voice profile, and it said old female 1. And I'll try to describe it best I can. Bass heard it because I put it on speaker and put it right up next to the phone, but it was almost kind of like this moaning and wailing and weird set of voice that was coming off of it. And I actually have it. I didn't get a chance to send it to you guys before the show started, but it's when you hear it, it's weird because it almost sounds like, am I picking up like somebody's radio or something like that? But it doesn't sound like that because it's not music. You know what I mean? It's just this weird voice pattern that's coming off that sound. I don't know, man.
Hey, because I heard this shit last night and I was like, dude, what is that?
Right?
I got a question for you. What the 4 cops showed up? What did they think you guys were doing? Like,
well, they didn't. I don't know if they knew. It's the only reason why they knew we were there was because as we were going into the cemetery, probably maybe about, I don't know, 100 feet before we actually turned into the cemetery, there were like 7 or 8 teenagers walking down the side of the road on the same side of the cemetery, just being loud, being idiots, and somebody called the cops on them.
Oh.
And we were in there doing our thing. We had gotten out there. Like, we only got through like 3.5 minutes of audio because we were kind of out there. We were looking at stuff. We found a spot to get into. So we were in there for a little bit, probably about 15 minutes before they even showed up. And you'd be able to hear it. I don't even know. I might edit that part out, but I look over and I see blue lights at the end there. And I'm like, oh, man, it's the cops over there. And the only reason why they knew we were in here is because they said we saw your flashlight. They got like a 900 lumen flashlight. You know what I mean? That we were looking around with. He's like, I could see your flashlight. It looked like the sun out there. I'm like, oh, my bad. I should have turned it off.
Hey, Chaos. Darkwoods asks. He said, you feel comfortable using that type of stuff?
I guess so. Yeah. It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, I grew up in a haunted house type of thing. And considering what I experienced, the beginning of this month down by the Mousom River, down by, that channel that runs right down by the house here. I mean, I've dealt with paranormal stuff. I mean, I live in a house that's paranormally charged, and we have like a rock garden, which has got some of the stuff. Well, as a matter of fact, I was just about to address that was the fact that, onyx and what's the other one? The other black stone that's like onyx. I can't remember the name of it, but we have a few of those stones each, and those stones will make it so that it's extremely difficult for something to attach itself to you, as long as you believe in it. And we do wholeheartedly believe in it. When we went out last night, we actually each one of us were holding one of those stones in our hands, all 4 of us. I've got 5 stones, one for each of us in the house.
Okay.
So herkimer, I guess maybe. I know one of them is onyx. Those are the primary stones that we use, but we've got a bunch of other stuff and that type of thing. So I mean, I've dealt with it pretty much mostly all of my life. So if you're careful, respectful, and you've got the right equipment with you, you've got a better chance of not having an attachment. It's basically your will against theirs, more or less. And, I'd like to think that we all have a pretty strong will as far as that goes. So, I mean, it was just Henry and I that got out of the vehicle. Oakley and Renee stayed in the vehicle. So that type of thing. You know, I don't know if that makes a difference. Jeeps are powerful, and it's a big black Jeep, so you know that might have something to do with it. You know, I don't know.
What I tried one of these apps, not the EVP app, but I tried that Randonautica shit.
Oh, dude, that thing is. I had Randonautica for a little bit, and that's fucking weird. Like that's weird. It just sends you to places. A lot of people have found a lot of weird shit with that stuff, like dead bodies stuffed into suitcases, all kinds of weird shit.
I've seen that one. That one kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I'll tell you what. I wanted to say I thought of show me Bigfoot in Sullivan County, right? It did its whole little shit, right? You know where it pointed me? You remember Molly Hatchet, the interview we had a couple of weeks ago with her? Well, she did an earlier interview, and it was about a tree being like ripped out of the ground from like in the area where she was hunting and shit. She was in a tree stand. That Randonautica app pointed me right there in that spot.
Mm.
And I was like, hell no. No.
Dude, remember me and Dad, we used to walk through those woods to get up to that lake.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you guys find a what looked like a den or something back there?
Yeah, my dumbass started jumping on it because I didn't know what it was.
Well, hold on. Let's take a second. Pauses. Walk us through this, Bass.
All right, so to get up to this lake, we have to park on this one road. Then we have to walk probably about a quarter mile uphill on like a diagonal, I want to say. And one day it was a little too swampy in the initial place where we walked through, and we had to take a detour. And in that detour, I came across this, I want to say it was like maybe 8 or 9 feet long mound, like in the ground, and it had about a 2-foot hole, like in front of it, like where it looked like something was going through it. I didn't know what it was at the time, so I'm being an idiot. I'm jumping up and down on it or whatever. I wasn't even thinking about like pulling out my cell phone and taking pictures. But we get up to the lake eventually. My friend, he goes around the bend where I can't see him, and I know where he's at. I hear something walking behind me on 2 legs, probably like maybe 30 yards behind me. And every time I turn around, it stops. Go back to fishing, it starts walking again. I'm like, dude, I know I hear something walking. I keep turning around looking, and there's nothing there. I'm like, this is a very wooded area.
You jumped on somebody's living room, buddy. That's what you did.
Yeah, this was back in like 2015. Very stupid.
Yeah, you avoid that type of shit now, don't you?
I'm not walking through those woods anymore.
I don't know if it was dog because it was the same area. Shock. It's the same area that Molly Hatchet. She was out hunting or getting ready to hunt. She was in her tree stand. It was like, what did she say? It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, early morning. The sun wasn't up.
Before
sun wasn't up yet. And less than 100 yards away from her, she heard a full-grown tree get ripped out of the ground.
And
I don't think, and tossed. I don't think dogmen do that.
Ooh, that would have a puckering effect, I would say.
Yeah, and that's the area where Bass was trampling on somebody's house. Dumbass. You lucky that thing didn't snatch you up.
Dude, this is before she ever told me about that thing she experienced in the woods. So.
Or you know what, Bass? It might not have been a dogman den or a Bigfoot hideout or whatever. You know, it might have been the little people.
Don't say that shit.
2-foot hole. Do you see a Bigfoot climbing through? Do you see a Bigfoot sliding through a 2-foot hole? I don't.
Dude, I don't know what's in those woods, man. Like, there's been times when I walked up in those woods, but like Dev couldn't go out with me, so I went up there by myself, and it definitely felt like I was being watched by something.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she didn't want to get out of the stand. She didn't get out of the stand. She had to have her have her dad or stepdad come get
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She called her stepdad to come get her because she refused to get out of the tree.
Oh, dude,
And ever since then, she doesn't go into the woods to hunt before daylight.
yep, yeah. Go back and listen to. I think it's called The Dark Woods. Go back and listen to that one. Truth Fast, the show you guys did with the lady that was being attacked. I ain't going to lie, I was watching it before I fell asleep and was like, yo, I have to watch this tomorrow. Yeah. You're talking about Molly Hatchet. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, she's had the tree experience. She's had that the UFO that shot down that red beam of light and they were screaming. You remember? Yeah, she had
Oh,
that experience.
no, it didn't shoot down a red light. It had a red light on it.
Okay, but
It
something
had a
was
red light on it.
screaming.
Then something in the rock quarry, which is basically shit 300 yards away from my job. Something like whatever it was, it hovered over. Like you've been down that road where they have that big tree that looks like a big piece of weed, and
Mhm.
right off 17B. Well, it was
Yeah.
hovering over those trees, and it was like moving the tree, like moving the branches and everything like that, and the leaves, and it gradually went over into that rock quarry right there. Well, lower down, and that's when they heard these wild ass screams back there. And she caught it on camera. She had it on camera, and when she went back to go play it the next day, her camera fried. I mean, her phone fried.
Yep. This is pretty interesting.
Like fried, where like it done, like Dunzo, you have to get a new phone fried. Yeah, and then wait, did she ever tell you about when she was chased down Airport Road by a light?
Yeah, it was in that interview.
Okay.
Dude, guys, if you go back and listen to Molly Hatchet's interview, it's called The Dark Woods. It's pretty damn interesting. And this is all from where I sit right now.
Within 7 miles?
Yeah, within 7 to 10 miles from where I sit right now. That all that happened. And that's either direction because the tree stuff happened on the other side of town, whereas this happened that way. Like, so. Yep. Dark, take it easy, man.
So I'm going to guess that maybe she's what's the right word? She's kind of
Sensitive?
like the door. Yes, sensitive. Yes, definitely sensitive. But like the door opened for her, so it's not just one. She had that one experience that kind of just leading into everything else.
It could be because now she's had. I don't know what to call the tree being ripped out of the ground. That's obviously some kind of cryptid activity. So I'm just gonna call it cryptid. Cryptid activity, UFO activity. Well, being chased by a UFO, seeing one, and then now all this like haunted object, poltergeist type stuff. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Oh, so she's the one that has the leg then, right?
Yes.
The prosthetic? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like she can't catch a break at all.
No, she can't.
Bass, has she gotten rid of that leg yet?
Not that I know of.
Oh, just go bury it somewhere in the woods.
Not that I know of.
I could not have that thing in my house any longer.
All right, go ahead.
Good night, Coop and Bath.
Good night,
Good night, Oakley.
Take it easy,
I
buddy.
love you. I love you.
They said the same thing back to you. All right. You have a good night, okay? Sleep well. I'll see you in the morning.
Little Oakley. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he's gonna take over the throne someday.
Dude, he's up late. My kid's been out since like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, he
he
goes-
jumping
he-
on
he-
the damn trampoline all day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. He's usually in bed like around 10:30, something like that. Some nights he stays up a little bit later, but tonight Momo was watching all of her 90-day stuff on TLC, so you know.
Oh, like 90 Day Fiance and all that stuff.
Well,
like
yeah, all that 90-day universe shit.
that.
I'm not gonna lie, I watch it with her sometimes because I like to yell at the TV. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, you know, sports game. So for me, it's kind of like, you're a terrible person.
Dude, I just realized this. I've been seeing the meme of that one dude. I don't even know the damn show, but he kind of has like no neck and it looks like a pack of hot dogs. Yeah, like looks like he just woke up. And I'm like, dude, who the hell is this? And I was scrolling through the TV one day and I seen a commercial for the show. I'm like, oh, so that's the dude from the meme. Okay, it was a damn TLC show. I think it was like, I can't
My
even
600-pound life or some shit like that.
No. It was like, dude, man, don't ask me no question about those kind of shows. I don't watch that shit.
See, you guys, you watch trash television. If it's not Mountain Monsters, I don't watch it. No, I'm fucking. I love Mountain Monsters. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Well, I was saying, I'm looking at something in the chat, and Shock was saying that he, in the 3rd season of These Woods Are Haunted, the first episode has Josh Turner, like Josh Wolf Turner from Paranormal Roundtable, telling a story on that show.
Yeah.
Him and
I've
one of his
never
guys.
seen that episode.
Yeah, him and one of his security guards. They were guarding a building that they were hired for because nobody else would stay there.
Oh, is that place that's way out, like that church out in the woods that had this crazy fucking stuff, and he was in the truck and it saw spirits all around him and everything like that?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, that was Josh.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild. I
Yeah,
can't
where
even
you went to
imagine.
the bathroom and the lights started flickering and the doors started slamming and stuff like that.
Wow, I would have pooped. Yeah, I know the episode now. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't even realize that was him.
I'm sorry. I would have beat feet the hell out of there. As soon as I would have heard, like, you're sitting in there by yourself, and you hear like a, what the fuck was that? I would have took off running down the street. I don't care.
Well, didn't it make it so that his truck wouldn't start?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, considering all the stuff that was said, 'cause I remember that episode now. There were like ghosts, apparitions all around his truck, going around him. Dude, your only option is to stay in the truck and just like be scared.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, Wedge. They did. I think Wes Germer's episode was in like season 1 or 2, but they did do an episode with him and his brother. Woody.
These Woods Are Haunted is a good show, man.
Oh, they are. I watch it every time it's on. Definitely, even if I've seen the episode before.
I think These Woods Are Haunted is just now they took over Paranormal Witness and changed the name to it. You know what I mean? How Paranormal Witness Kit was back on the Sci-Fi channel in like the early-ish 2000s, 2010s. And it's pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I think it was it Paranormal Witness, or was there another show named Paranormal Survivor?
Yes.
I think isn't that
There
the
was
same
Paranormal Witness and Paranormal Survivor.
Okay, because all right, so it was Paranormal Survivor, where I think it was a house in Shapley, Maine. I want to say, I wasn't too far away from me. A house in Shapley, Maine, that had some serious activity going on around it.
Now, what kind of activity are we talking?
Like
The one with the dogman activity, or are we talking?
I think it was like more of a paranormal activity that was going on with that. Some really weird stuff that was going on around there. Could have quite possibly have been Native American in nature too, because that house where that took place is not that far away, probably maybe only a few miles away from a lady that I used to work with at a place I used to work in North Berwick, where her and her ex-husband had some serious paranormal activity and some cryptid activity going on at their house. That was definitely native in nature, because there was a native burial site that was probably maybe, I don't know, a couple 100 yards in the woods behind their house.
there's you know there's a lot of stuff around here that I think's been put up on Native American land. I gotta start looking because nobody wants to talk about the stuff around here for some reason. I don't know. Like, nobody wants to open up. I know there's weird shit. My dad and my uncle told us about a Bigfoot from like back in the 70s. I was like behind the school and shit. But nobody wants to talk about that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's because we originally told it was a green man. So being who we are, this was when we were young, probably like 8, 9, like, and like I'm basically like across the street from where we used to live at. And where it was is there's a giant field up there where they got like a track, then there's like another hill with a basketball court, then another hill, a road, then like it goes through the woods for like 4 or 5 miles or something like that. And they always used to tell us a story about this thing called the Green Man. And we always used to think it was some kind of alien creature that like glowed green that would run around the track, and if you seen it, it would like come down and get you. Nah, it was a damn Bigfoot up in the woods that some kids up there were hanging out, or whatever, and they seen like an 8-foot tall, mossy colored shit. Something
Humanoid.
get up and walk off.
Oh, Jesus.
Like I didn't know about that till a few months ago. Like I 3D printed a Bigfoot, and I showed my uncle. He was like, "Yeah, that's what the dude seen up in the woods up there." I was like, "That's it?" I always thought it was an alien. He's like, "Nah, it looked like this. It looked like a Bigfoot."
So it makes you think. Now getting into the alien thing, it makes you think. Why would me and Bass have associated that with aliens at such a young age?
Well, you guys obviously, from the sounds of it, have had way more contact throughout your early life than you did with just your experience. I mean, it seems that way to me. I mean, and the thing is in talking with Mike Stevens and doing that interview with him and Nomar, Mike and his entire family, even way dating back to like, father, grandfather, great uncle, all the men in his family had been dealing with this kind of ET issue, and nobody ever talked about it. They all just kind of chalked it up mostly to paranormal. And I mean, if you think about it, from, a lot of people have come out and said that, I've had these experiences with ET and all this stuff, but it seemed very ghostly, type of thing. And I guess maybe I could see that on the fact that, when you've got a technology that great, whether it be bio technology or actual, tech, it could seem that way. It's like, it would be like magic to us small-minded types. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like say we took some of our technology back to the Middle Ages. They think it was witchcraft. Like you brought a cell phone back there or some shit.
Yeah. What is this devil magic?
Yeah.
Dude, if you brought a cell phone back to the 1920s, they'd have thought some wild shit about you.
Well, somebody did. You never saw those videos? The time
Oh, yeah.
videos?
It wasn't a video. It was a photo. I've seen that.
No, there's a video of a lady walking past talking on a damn phone.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm thinking of the dude that was in 2000 garb in like 1920s. He had on the Ray-Bans or Ray-Bans or whatever you want to call it.
What's up, Huckleberry? How are you today, buddy? But yeah, just time travelers. Oh, guys, just to let you know, Thursday night, we're doing a specific show, Super Soldiers and Genetic Modification. You're gonna want to tune in for that one. It's gonna be really good. Started digging down that rabbit hole, and it's deep.
Well, dude, I have the genetic modification like documents that they put out a few months ago. Well, like last year, I have those saved in my PDF. So,
Oh, the Chimera paperwork.
Yep.
Like I said, if they're just letting people know now, that they've been doing it for years.
I mean, I have a very large personality. Does that mean I have any genetic modifications myself?
Uh,
My old lady just says I'm an asshole, but I mean, I don't know. I don't believe anything she tells me.
so, what, Bass?
I'm gonna have to dive a little deep on there because I used to research that shit all the time, and like I
Diane,
gotta
yes,
knock off the
that's what it is.
cobwebs.
That's what it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Bass, but Diane asked, was the stone that we were carrying were black obsidian? That was the other one that I couldn't. Onyx and black obsidian are because of the, and I guess obsidian probably be a little bit better because of the qualities they have. Combines the power of earth, fire, and water. It's sometimes called volcanic ice, but it's, as I've always been told by many different people, that it can protect you greatly against attachments. And as long as you don't make certain mistakes, you're all right. But
Or like antagonize the ghost.
well, they called me fat first, so I'm just saying.
Or jump on a cryptid's house.
Yeah, you don't want to jump on Bigfoot's shed. He's pretty proud of that.
He said obsidian has electrical properties. Really, I've never been into like the stones and crystals and everything like that. So, I mean, I might have to start looking into this stuff.
I know
Is
that.
is there anything that can help a bad back? Like, will it suck out some bad juju from my back?
I remember when I worked at the hotel, they had the
The
Reiki.
yeah,
Reiki. Yep.
They had one of those festivals there, and like I learned some pretty interesting stuff. Very cool. Some of the people very arrogant, but it was cool. Like, what they were there for like a week, I think it was.
Hey, what's up, Deer Slayer?
What's
Yes.
funny about Reiki is and it really didn't come to mind until you just mentioned that right before I met Renee, I had met this lady. I cannot remember her name now to save my own life, but her and I had basically, what it was is that I picked up, so we had set up a date, and it was like her one night off a week. She didn't have to work. She didn't have her daughter. And so I picked up some cheesecake and some wine and headed out to her house in Kennybunk. And we're just going to go there and hang out and maybe play some Parcheesi. I don't know, just hang out, have some cheesecake, drink some wine. And it turns out that she's like I don't think she was a Reiki master, but she did that stuff. She gave readings. And I was like, she's like, I'm like halfway through a bottle of wine. She's like, you want one? I'm like, sure, why not? And she's doing her Reiki stuff and like snapping. And I don't know what the hell she was doing because I'm laying on the floor, belly, face down. But it's weird because it affects your energy. Because my mood instantly kind of, I don't say my mood, but like my energy just instantly changed. Like I don't know that I can really describe it. Other than the fact that I know that it really changed. It made me more relaxed, more comfortable. It wasn't like a bad thing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And the weird thing was that she said that, and I don't know how true it is because this is the only time I've ever had this done or really only talked to somebody about this in detail, was that sometimes when she was doing the Reiki treatment on somebody, that it was almost kind of like a palm reading or a tarot card, like she could pull a reading out of the person's energy. And she gave me a set of initials, RG. And she said that you will meet somebody with that, by those initials, and it could either be love or it could be not. And well, a week later I met Renee and her initials are RG. So I'm just saying that's,
That's actually kind of creepy, Chaos.
Well, yeah, of course it's creepy, but you know,
But hey, good things came from it, right?
yeah, definitely. That's what you want to call it. Yeah.
What's up, Rothian? 35 people in chat. What's going on, everybody? Surprised you're all awake.
Getting some pretty good numbers.
Okay. Oh, I want to show you guys something that I worked on. Let me turn my lights on, right? Make it a little bit brighter in here.
Huckleberry, actually, Vault was on our last stream a couple of days ago. Like he was in the first part of it.
Yeah, actually, I talked to Volta a little bit earlier tonight, like you guys did. So,
yep, it's the red hood variant. It's a Injustice 2 variant that I just printed and painted.
That's cool.
Right, I got the light up eyes coming in on Tuesday. All right,
Let's say, can you really like wear that? And
well, want to say, right, my head's kind of big. Don't mind my baldness. Ding dong.
oh yeah,
Hello, everybody.
all you need is a strap to go across the back, man, and you could be a vigilante. There you go.
Here's the back plate. Here is shit. The back plate for it. I just got to paint, and prime that, and that's the whole helmet. And then
nice.
I'm gonna use magnets to keep it attached. Oh yeah. Finally got the hang of this damn 3D printer. All right, my head's a little too shiny. Sorry about that. Did I see Illuminati in here? What's up, Illuminati? Let me turn the cameras. The lights are bright as fuck. We don't keep it like that. Like that ambiance. So, anybody got any questions? Anybody want to hop in and bullshit with us? You always got a link to drop in. Say if you want to. What's up, Barry? Good to see you. Dude, I cannot wait for... Oh, shit. Chaos. On June 17th, Bass and I are going to see Bill Burr.
Oh, dude, I am freaking jealous.
Yeah, man. He never performs in New York, and he's going to be at Bethel Woods.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that guy.
He does perform in New York, but it's more down in the city area. He's never been up this
Bullshit.
area.
He performs like once a year in New York.
Yeah, dude, and he's performing at the original site of Woodstock.
Yeah, and it's new material too. It's part of his new comedy tour, so it should be pretty damn good.
Nice. Well, it's funny because Bill Burr, in listening to like the Pizza Head stories, doing the voice of the dude, it was Bill Burr's influence went into creating that voice. So yeah, definitely, dude, that guy's awesome.
Did they renew F is for Family yet?
Nah, I think
not yet. No.
That was funny as hell. Oh, tell me you guys heard about the new Married with Children coming back with the original actors, but it's going to be an animated series.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not heard about
that. I would rather it be Married with Grandchildren and it be a live series.
Yeah.
That would be way better. But then again, Al Bundy isn't going to really survive on TV nowadays. You know what I mean?
No.
Right?
Greatest TV dad ever.
Yeah.
In the 1980s, a shoe salesman could afford a house like that. And shit.
Dude, I'll tell you one that you probably haven't seen. Did you see that they're making Winnie the Pooh a horror movie?
What?
No.
Yeah. It's called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Or Honey and Blood or some shit. I shit you not, man. I seen that shit. I was like, they're making Winnie the Pooh a slasher movie, bro.
I don't know if I can watch that. That would like ruin my childhood.
Dude, I'm telling you, look this shit up right now. Winnie the Pooh is getting made into a horror movie.
What? Why?
That
Like
don't seem right to me.
I'm pretty sure it's just like some people dressed up in like the Winnie the Pooh mask, walking around like killing people or whatever. But they're making Winnie the Pooh a horror movie. I couldn't believe when I seen it.
Ralphie, we haven't gotten any more info. I haven't seen any more info about the UFO conference.
Nah. Dude, have you seen one video on like TikTok where the dude like emotional damage?
Emotional damage.
That's what you're gonna get when you see Winnie the Pooh, the horror movie.
I'm excited for the remake of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, they're gonna remake that?
Yeah.
Mhm. And it's supposed to be like a series of movies too.
Speaking of shows and movies, have you guys caught the first 7 episodes of Stranger Things yet?
No, honestly.
Oh, it's good. It's real good. It is.
All right.
I
So,
I cancel my Netflix because I don't ever watch it, so I'm gonna have to find it some way somehow.
Nightmare Nation, I'm gonna be truthful with you. I'm one of those guys that will watch a first episode of something, and then I'll rant and rave about it and tell everybody to go watch it, and then I won't watch another episode out of that shit. Like that's how I'm still on like season 2 of Stranger Things.
So
I'll tell you, dude, it gets wild. It does. I mean, because I think it's going to be like a month from now in June. I think it is. They'll drop the last set of episodes to finish the series, but yeah, dude, it starts off slow. The first couple episodes are really building up the story, but then it just kind of hits you right in the mouth. It's pretty good.
A show I would recommend if you have Amazon Prime is Outer Range.
Oh, you mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's starring Josh Brolin, and it's about a rancher out in Wyoming, and he finds this like 20 to 30 foot hole in one of his pastures, and some weird shit starts going on with this hole. Now, to me, I think they took one of Art Bell's shows and regurgitated it into this show. You ever hear of the Mel Waters? The Mel's Hole by Art Bell?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So in like the 90s, Art Bell interviewed a guy named Mel Waters who had a piece of property up on the Monastash Ridge in Washington. And he came on and told how he had this giant hole on his property, and he thought it was just a garbage hole and shit. People would come throw garbage down in the hole and whatnot. And one day he got the idea. He's like, all right, I want to see how deep this thing is. So he lowered a weight down there and brought it back up. So nothing was wrong. He brought it back up after a little while. And he was like, you know what? Maybe there's water down there. So he took a pack of lifesavers, put it at the end of the fishing string, and lowered it all the way down to the end of the fishing string. It was a couple 100 feet. Brought it back up in the right.
Nah, dude, he lowered like 1,500 yards or more of fishing line down with the lifesavers, and they came back up dry. I have to go back and listen to it,
but yeah, this giant hole, he lowers this stuff down, it comes back up dry. Now the weird stuff he's talked about was that a neighbor of his had a dog die, and the late neighbor took the dog's body and threw it into this hole. A few days later, the neighbor saw his dog running around, like had same collar on, everything, same exact dog. Now, like the dude Mel's dogs wouldn't go anywhere near this hole. Another weird thing was another one of his neighbors happened to be driving by the property at night, and he said out of that hole shot up a dark beam, a black beam that was darker than the night. Could you get what I'm saying? Like it was darker than night that shot up out of this hole into the sky, and it lasted for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then cut off like a light. So after this guy Mel goes on Art's show, he comes back on the show and starts telling Art how these government officials showed up on his property and shit, claiming that there was a plane crash on his property and they wouldn't allow him access back to it. Yeah, Eddie Pitch, you're right. He used a hell of a lot of line in that for that thing. It's a good story to go listen to. What's going on? Gutter. Yeah. So I think Outer Range, they took the premise from Outer Range from that Mel Waters story, but it's still still a hell of a show. Somewhere in the dimension, everything they tossed down is piled up.
Oh, there we go. It's right there. Nice. So, Bass, I sent you a link to a movie site. I just kind of put the instructions in the email, but that's the site that I use, and I actually just checked, and they do have Outer Range on that, so I'll be able to check that out.
I got you. I just watched Top Gun Maverick last night.
How was that? Was that decent?
Great movie, bro.
Yeah, nice.
Great movie.
Tom Cruise, that vampire. You can't tell me something ain't up with him.
Shares of damn vampire. Shares of vampire.
No, you can't. Listen, Tom Cruise now and his co-star from the original Top Gun, the female lead.
Yeah.
Come on now. Something's up with that. He looked like he only aged about 15 years, whereas she looked like she went well over the fucking hill. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's true.
Maverick. They call me Maverick.
I guess Scientology really works, huh?
Well, I mean, you remember that conversation that we had about the ritual and all that stuff? Well, You never know. That could happen. He might have done that.
Dude. Have you? No, I don't even want to talk about what I was just going to bring up because that should get me flagged. I came across some other shit, and it's something that goes on with celebrities. Just notice the next time you see a celebrity with a black right eye.
Huh.
It's part of something.
I got a question. Cass, would you be willing to go into what you were telling me the other night about these 350-year-old people?
Well, I mean, I could, and it's not like I'd be. I mean, you never know who's listening, but Jay Widener talked about this a week and a half, 2 weeks ago on Fade to Black with Jimmy Church. So, I mean, and he knows way more about that stuff, and he went into way more detail than I ever could. So, but basically, there are now everybody in the chat. Okay, just bear with me. I am kind of regurgitating information, and I've also went and looked up a bunch of stuff too. And there are some things that may be truth. You know what I mean? I talked to a certain person. And I asked him about it, and he just chuckled at me. Hey, it's Paul. Paul, he's in the chat. He is the house writer for Chaos Theory Productions, and he hasn't been writing anything. How you doing today, buddy? But so basically, okay, believe what you want to believe, all right. But since you're here, there are evidently communities, and I'm talking private communities in California, Florida, other tropical places in the world, hidden communities that the people living in these communities are well over a couple of 100 years old. 200 years old, up to apparently 500 years old, maybe older. And there aren't that many. It's a small number of people. And basically the way that he described this was that it's a process that could kill you. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? That could happen. But the question is that if you could take 6 weeks of your life and knock off 30 years of your life, I mean, if you could take 6 weeks and knock off and de-age yourself by 20 to 30 years, would you do it? And basically what it is that the way he described it is that melatonin, that's why I guess apparently that's why people always say you want to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. That apparently melatonin, the chemical that your brain makes, and the gummies that you can buy at Walmart that help you go to sleep also can have the ability to repair certain parts of your body. Well, it can repair your body. And I guess that maybe that's where the refreshed feeling, the feeling better thing comes from. I don't know. I'm only, like I said, I'm only regurgitating this information. But it starts off with you're going to have help doing this because you can't do it all on your own. But you spend 3 days in a lightless room, a lightless place. I mean, people are going to have to bring you food. You're going to have to, it's going to have its own bathroom, that type of thing. And what these people will do is they will put you in a sarcophagus. And if anybody knows Mason lore or ancient rituals, secret societies, let's see if any of this kind of may ring a bell to you guys, stuff that you might have seen, pictures, stuff you've heard in documentaries. But they will put you in a sarcophagus and they will bring you to a place where you could see the sun rise in the east, west. I think it depends on where you are in the world. But what they'll do is they'll have a blindfold on you. And as the sun is rising, they'll take that blindfold off. And you'll have to have someone on each side of you, someone holding you up because your knees are going to buckle. You're just going to be like, they're going to have to like hold your head straight type of thing. Because all of that melatonin is going to turn into serotonin. And apparently it's something that's so powerful that it's going to literally send you on an absolute like DMT trip. That it's got that type of an effect on you. You don't stay out there very long. I want to say maybe an hour, 2 at the very most. I'd have to go back and listen, but you do only spend a short time in the sunlight like that. And what they'll do is they'll re-blindfold you, put you back in the sarcophagus, bring you back into that room to keep the light away from you. And then you stay in that room in total darkness for 40 days. And when you come back out, it's said that you'll basically get 20 to 30 years back on your life. You could regrow teeth. You know what I mean? Like literally the melatonin literally de-ages you. That's kind of the short of it. You know what I mean? And I know how it sounds. Trust me. I know how it sounds. But
this was on Fade to Black with Jimmy Church?
Yes. Jay Widener, which I think was like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I would say give it a listen because it's really interesting and it's like so that caused me to do a little bit of research, and I had some weird dreams after my experience with the whole ghost thing, and I don't know, it's all too much to kind of wrap my head around at the moment. So type of thing.
No, yeah, definitely. I've liked Jimmy Church. He's got a good show. All right. They drink adrenochrome. Yeah. All right. So yeah, shit. I don't really want to talk about the Illuminati. Yes, the Illuminati. They do all that bullshit. They drink adrenochrome and they drink blood. All that shit. It's out there. They put it out there that you can find it. All the information. It's easy to find. What the hell is that? Thanks for. Oh, what's up, D? How are you, man?
Yep, D Doss in the house.
What's going on, man? Long time no see. Where you been, man? All right, so back to these movies, dude. You hear? All right, Chaos. You a fan of Predator?
I am, yes. I heard about the new one that's supposed to be coming out. That's supposed to be set back in the days of Native Americans, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited because it's a new Predator, but there's a little caveat with that. It's on Hulu.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a Hulu release. So I don't really. I'm not really expecting much.
Listen, don't get it twisted, man. Some of those straight to like streaming stuff like that is pretty damn good.
I'll have to wait and see, because the Predator should always be like a box office movie, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I love the Predator movies. I have all of them. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm honestly not as excited about this particular one, only because of the fact that, personally, for me, I mean, I'll watch it. I'm sure it's probably going to be really good, but I want to see a continuation of The Predator, because the way they ended that movie with the dude and the Predator killer suit and all that stuff, man, come on, you're killing me here. I mean, it'd be cool to see the Native Americans go after a predator, but I want to see what goes on after that part.
The series has taken a long step away from the original. Whereas, like, in the last movie, there's like a lot of comedic relief and everything like that. Whereas in the first movie, there's none of that shit. Second movie,
Wait.
none of that.
Well, man, I don't know. Danny Glover was pretty damn funny in that movie. He was really good, but I mean, the guy Shane Black, who was in the first Predator movie,
Mm-hmm.
he wrote and directed the Predator, this last movie that came out. So,
Which I liked it. What I didn't like, they went too much CGI with that Predator, with the Mega Predator, whatever the hell they called it. That the Predators are afraid of all.
yeah, and I agree with D on that one. The game preserved Predators. Yeah, that was actually a real good one. They had a great cast for that. That was a fun movie.
Oh yeah, the one where they went to the alien planet, right?
Yep, the game preserve. Yeah, definitely.
I wonder why they never did a follow up to that.
No, you know what? I did hear something that they were going to be making a Predator movie where it brought back Arnold Schwarzenegger and had Adrian Brody and a few other people in it.
I heard that rumor as well. I think maybe they just can't quite get Arnold's schedule on, or he's like, no, it's got to be good. You know what I mean?
Dude, there's a YouTube channel. I forgot what it was, where they do a deep dive into like conspiracy about the Predator, how Arnold Schwarzenegger's character was affected after his incident in the jungle with it, and that he wanted to go back out and find it again.
Well, there was actually a whole series of graphic novels on that. Roth actually just posted something in the chat about that. There's. I think that maybe we might have seen the same video or something like that, because there was this entire series of graphic novels that tied Dutch's adventures going after the Predator and how it tied in with all of the other movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the old man Dutch character who, like, after the first Predator, he's built a career of killing these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because that's the I believe that's the premise for the video game when they brought in the old Arnold Schwarzenegger character, that he spent years killing predators and shit. Which I never got a chance to play the video game, but apparently it was really good.
The video game was really, really good, but it's mostly a multiplayer game. There's basically no, like one player kind of campaign in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I would be the one to definitely get into that game and play it. If it actually had like a campaign in it, like a one player campaign where you go through a bunch of different scenarios and all that type of thing,
I would love to see a Predator movie, right? Where the humans go to the Predator planet and start hunting them. You know what I mean? Go to, I can't pronounce the name of them. It's Junta. I know it sounds like I'm saying a fucking porn word or something, but yeah, the Junta take them to that. Take a bunch of fucking hardcore merc super soldiers, send them to the Predator planet, and start having them hunt predators. I think that
You know
would be
what's funny? It for me the way you say that at the end of Predators with Adrian Brody and that other chick that was left over, it almost seems to me that it would be one of those things where they would hitch a ride on one of their ships and do that covertly type of thing. That might actually make a pretty decent movie right there.
Eddie Pitch says, my first scary movie was Poltergeist. Dad took me to the movies at age 12. He got hell from my mom. Okay, so we want to talk about scary movies that fucking freaked us out, right? I'll tell you one, and I'll be 38 in like 2 weeks, and I still can't watch this movie. The original Candyman.
Oh, that movie's freaky. Yep.
Freaks me the hell. I still can't watch this movie. For years I had an aversion towards mirrors. It did a number on me.
Did you see the TikTok trend where they would do that Candyman shit and lock the people in the bathroom?
Oh, you do that to me, you're gonna get your ass beat when I get out that bathroom.
Like they would do it, have them say Candyman, then they would click on the lights and close the door and hold the door shut, and you see the people freaking out.
No, yeah, Candyman is the only one that's ever like.
And you know what? They just remade that. They just remade that, and I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh, has it come out yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it came out like last year. I want to say.
Ralphian says Signs freaked him out as a kid. How old are you, Ralphian? God damn it! Signs freaked you out as a kid? What?
No, say Signs wasn't out that long ago. It was like what, less than 10 years ago?
No, the movie I want to say freaked me out was probably the first Nightmare on Elm Street, because like me and Truth, we have an older brother. He's like 11 years older than us, and he was into all that stuff. So when that shit came out on VHS.
Oh, dude, that's ooh. You know, actually, I'm not gonna say it freaked me out, but actually, my favorite horror movie, and I've seen a lot of them, and I would encourage anybody, if you can find it, at least check it out. For me, it's a buy, but it's a movie called Frailty.
Yes,
dude. Bill Paxton Bill Paxton was co-writer, director. It's got Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth. Dude, that is an epic movie. It is so good. It's got such a twist.
Or Suspect Zero.
I haven't seen that.
One? Oh, that one's really good. That who was Ben Kingsley? He's the main character. Oh yeah, he plays like the FBI are investigating him, and he's like giving them pointers about multiple murders and shit like that. It's really good. But nothing beats Seven.
Oh, Seven's so good.
Hands down.
What's in the box?
I watch that every time it's on.
Hey, Paul, they're remaking Salem's Lot.
Yeah, I had heard. I hope they do a good job with it.
Yep. And
Tommy Knockers too.
Willem Dafoe has been cast as the new Nosferatu. They're remaking.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing a Nosferatu movie, and he's been cast.
No shit.
So
that's a good person to play it.
I want him to play the Joker.
Yeah,
give me him as the Joker and give me Johnny Depp as the Riddler in the same movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Give me those two in the same movie as those characters. Oh.
See, but if you're gonna have them, you gotta have a good Batman.
You know, Robert Pattinson wasn't a bad Batman. I actually liked him as Batman.
He wasn't. I watched it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet. I
still haven't seen it.
I
just if you're going to go into it, don't go into it expecting any of the other Batman movies that you've ever seen. Instead, go into it with the idea that it's going to be like the Batman. It was like the Batman from the Detective Comics back when Batman first showed up, before he even had his own comic. When he was in the Detective Comics, that dark, gritty, homemade kind of Batman. That's the kind of Batman that you're going to get.
I think they call it the noir style, N-O-I-R-E.
Noir.
Like old
noir, yep.
The noir style.
So, hey, Blues,
where it's basically him being a gumshoe.
Hey, Blues, I got a question for you, homie.
Yep.
Blues just said in chat the first movie that traumatized him was The Wizard of Oz. Why?
Dude, the Wicked Witch of the West and the damn monkeys. Those things are fucking terrifying.
Ah, man, how about the little person hanging himself in a tree in the background?
Oh yeah, that too. I don't think you'll see that now. And if you go out and buy the DVD, that's been scrubbed. But
Oh, you can find it on YouTube.
you want me to show my age? I'll show you my age. When I was a kid, that the movie that scared the shit out of me was Twilight Zone, the movie.
The original
With Dan Aykroyd, right?
Dan Aykroyd was in it. Yeah, he was in it. I mean, it was
like the storyteller or whatever. At the
Yeah,
is that the one that had. No, that's not the one that. Okay, now I'm thinking
that was the scene. I think it was it Shatner was in it because it was broken up into a couple of different stories. It was almost done kind of like a sketch movie.
That's what I'm
okay.
thinking.
And
So
Shatner
there was the
one
thing
that's
on the
doing
wing.
Yeah,
John-
that's okay.
Yep.
John Lithgow played William Shatner's character from the goblin thing on the wing.
That's what it was. John Lithgow in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? You know the part that really got me is the very beginning of that movie where you get the two friends that are driving down the dark road, and the guy behind the wheel's fucking with him, turning the lights off, messing with him, ooh, bumps and all that stuff. And then he looks at him and goes, "You want to see something scary?" He's like, "Come on, stop." He goes, "No, really, you want to see something really scary?" He's like, "You can't scare me." He's like, "Hold on a minute." And he reaches over kind of like toward the door, and he comes back, and he's like this fucking alien monster thing with the hands, and he's like, and starts choking him, dude. I about shit my pants when I saw that as a kid.
Kind of like Large Mars from Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, dude, that stayed with me for months.
You know what movie freaked me out when I was younger? The original Creepshow movie.
Oh God! And Crow Creek just put in their Tales from the Dark Side. That was classic.
We got any Tales from the Crypt fans?
I fucking love Tales from the Crypt.
Dude,
So good.
The original Creepshow, when those kids they were out on that beach swimming on the lake in that black whatever the hell it was, just started killing all them. And one dude actually swam and made it to the bank, and that shit came out of the water and still grabbed him up. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, and just like it's been mentioned, the American Werewolf in London, dude, you can't forget the job that was done on that werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
That werewolf transformation in that movie. Like I literally had nightmares for like 3 days on that.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I got one for you.
They say that's one of the greatest werewolf transformations on camera, done on camera.
I believe it. It because it was all practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for you. Do you guys remember or ever heard of the movie called The Hand?
Ah, God, maybe.
And
Where the dude, I remember this shit.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
Uncle Ronald had the hand? Like the dude was driving down the road and he had his hand out the side of the car or whatever.
Fucking
And something
movie
came
was
by and clipped
creepy.
the shit off. And picture the movie Idle Hands. But this shit, they filmed this back in like the 80s.
And the fucking hand came alive and started killing people and shit. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
One of my uncles, he had a hand like that, and he kept it on the dashboard of his car, and he used to scare the dog living shit out of me with that shit, man.
you know, it's funny. There was this one particular. There were a lot of episodes in Tales from the Crypt. But Blues came up, said he loved this certain episode in Tales from the Crypt. There was one episode that just freaked me the hell out. And I think I was a teenager when I saw this episode, so I'm supposed to be beyond that shit. And it was that one where you have the guy, the old kind of dirty, scrubby dude driving the ice cream truck. And when the camera pans back, his dead Siamese twin is hooked onto the back of him. There's the flies and the stink and all that stuff. For some reason, that just really fucked me up, dude. I was like, oh, God.
Oh, fuck, dude. I remember that episode. Oh.
Yeah. Blues, I know what part of that movie you're talking about. And that was some racist shit that was done in that movie.
No, it wasn't Tales from the Crypt. That was Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, Tales from
That
the
was the name of
Hood.
that shit. Tales from the Hood. That movie is fucked up.
Yo,
That's good. Ooh, dude, Jeepers Creepers. Yep, Crow Creek hit that one right on the nail.
oh, the first one, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can we dive into this Jeepers Creepers? I don't think any other movie monster or movie like creation like that in the last 20 years has really made an impact on like the creeper. So, you know what I mean? Like the creeper has such a following now.
Oh,
It is literally the scariest and coolest monster that you could ask for. And then you've got these people who are in charge of this franchise, and all they do is fuck it up. That series could be the greatest. I mean, the first movie's amazing, and the rest of them are like, dude, I think the second movie was decent. You know what I mean? You had a chance to make this epic line of movies, and all they've done is fuck it up from just the get-go.
Yeah, that third one that was supposed to take place between 1 and 2, that shit was complete garbage.
Yeah, see, they don't need to go back and forth with that stuff. I mean, at the end of the second movie, when you've got the guy sitting there with a giant harpoon gun, and it's got the skin of the shriveled creeper on his barn wall, just waiting for it, I'm like, oh, I'm ready for the next one. And then they did that, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
So the next one though is supposed to take place in New Orleans.
Yeah, but I don't know I don't know if they're gonna release that because the original guy, yeah, he's kind of a little butthurt because he wasn't involved in it.
Well, that's what happens when you're.
And he's taking him to court about the shit and everything like that. So,
but the creep, I am a huge fan of the creeper, dude. And I'll tell you what. When I first saw the Jeepers Creepers, right, it was like 2002 or whenever it came out, 2003, and I had the DVD, and I'm watching the deleted scenes, and you know that scene where it's Darius and his sister stand out front of the lady's house with the cats and shit, and she goes inside the house and she starts shooting at the creeper, and he walks her out by the back of her neck. One of the deleted scenes, he actually talks.
Mm-hmm.
And that they should have left that shit in the movie, man, because that shit was creepy as hell.
She don't smell too good.
And through her ass. They should have left that in the movie. I would have left that out. That would have made it to the movie.
There, if you could find it, there's a video floating around where I guess the guy's like driving through the city or whatever, and he has on like different masks and stuff like that. And he pulls up to somebody and just like looks real hard, real fast to the right or whatever at them. And he did that shit with a creeper mask on one time. He scared the shit out of him. She's like, oh my god. She fucking started pounding on her windshield. He just drove off.
Isn't that the guy that usually does that on TikTok with the Michael Myers mask?
Yes, he did it in a creeper mask.
Oh, no way.
Yes. Yo, he freaked her completely out.
The Range. I've never heard of that. Blues.
Really creepy.
See, John Paul agrees with me. Willem Dafoe would be a great Joker.
Honestly, I mean, I love Heath Ledger as the Joker, so I'll take him out of that argument because I think he stands alone by himself. But I agree, William Dafoe would probably be like the best Joker ever, considering how good he was as the Green Goblin. Honestly,
and
just
to me,
his face makes him look like the Joker. From the nose to the mouth, that nose, like the teeth and shit, that's just Joker.
To me, in my heart, I need Johnny Depp. Once all this bullshit Amber Heard stuff's played, I need Johnny Depp to play a Riddler in some kind of Batman form, some kind of Batman movie. He needs to be the Riddler. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Oh, he would be phenomenal. He really would.
So Rothian said the Wrong Turn series and Hills Have Eyes is what he thinks a fictional take on feral humans. Yeah.
Those were both really good movies.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn was hard for me to watch. I'm just going to say it. It was hard for me to watch, but it was really good.
Yeah. I couldn't watch The Hills Have Eyes. that one was really that was a little over the top.
Yeah, a little bit.
You spell it. What? No, that's not something I would have watched, buddy.
What?
That deranged movie based on Ed Gein or whoever, however you spell his name. He dug up dead women and took them home.
Oh, Ed Gein. He was the
Yeah.
he was one of the inspirations for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm. Dude, James, I remember the movie Razorbacks. For some reason, I remember that movie.
Razorback. That
Yep.
was that movie that was based. It was that Australian movie
Yep.
about that big ass boar or hog or something that was killing people. And
Dude,
it was like a mutant. It was a huge mutant boar or something like that. That was going around killing people.
All right. I got a movie for you that probably no one has ever heard of in chat.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Rawhead Rex.
I've heard of it, I think, but I've never watched it.
Oh man.
All right.
Sue, I'll tell you, Wolf Creek was a great movie, and
picture
what
of
makes
Ryan.
it even scarier, it was based on that true story. That shit really happened. It's like, ugh. Ugh. Have you guys checked out the newest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that was on Netflix?
No,
Dude, it was
the
good.
last one
It's
I
actually
watched was with the last one I watched was with the girl. She had like the dark hair with the really light blue eyes. She like inherited the mansion that Leatherface lived in and shit. This one had to be from like 2012, 2013. All right, so
yeah, this movie is actually like it literally cuts out check the second, third, fourth, fifth, however many sequels they made of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this movie is like the direct sequel that takes place so many years later after the events of the first movie, and it's actually they did a really good job putting that together. That was a cool movie to watch.
All right, so I'm about to bring up this movie right here. Was one of my dad's favorites. It's called Rawhead Rex. It's from the 80s. Now look at the mug on this motherfucker. So hold on, let me change the layout. That's Rawhead Rex.
Well, he's cute.
Look at the face on. And now he's like in the movie, this motherfucker's like 7.5 feet tall, and he's like 3.5 feet wide. Like this movie is crazy. I'm gonna take it off the screen now because I don't like looking at him. Sorry.
Yeah, he's hard to look at.
Yeah, it's not a face for TV. Since 6 Angel Heart. What the hell is Angel Heart?
Like, dude, I would say the best way to describe that monster in the movie, picture Shaquille O'Neal running at you with football pads on.
I've seen Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead was crazy.
Which one? Because they made a few of them. The first one was
the first one. The first one, definitely.
Band called Propay has a song of him. Of who? Pumpkinhead? Oh, Rawhead Rex? Rawhead Rex has a song named after him? What the fuck is wrong with people? All
There was a new Leprechaun movie that came out not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago or a month ago, something like that. Probably a couple months ago, and it was called Leprechaun Origins. You know, I'm going to tell you, I checked it out, and it was a great idea, but so poorly done. You know what I mean?
You know why? Because it was a WWE film.
It was, and I mean, I think what they should have done was they should have made it so that it was one of those movies that, this is not related in any way to the other Leprechaun movies, but they didn't do that. But even if they did do that, it's an epic idea. The monster looked cool. I like the idea for it, but the movie was just fucking horrible.
Please, I remember that one. My dad couldn't watch it. Yeah, I remember being younger and being awake at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and watching all the weird shit that would come on HBO, like the Stiletto Dance, which was like a horror movie with like fucking yeah. I've wasted a lot of time watching a lot of crappy movies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I tell you
Yep.
what, one of the best crappy movies you'll ever see is Four Rooms with Tim Roth.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I will agree with that.
I can't say that that's a crappy movie though. It's got Quentin Tarantino. It's got Tim Roth, Antonio Banderas. It's not a crappy movie to me.
Okay.
I thought Legend of John Paul says I thought Legend of Boggy Creek scared me as a kid because I grew up in Northern California, not far from the Sierra Nevadas, and all the Squatch stories you heard as a kid. To be honest with you, I didn't see Legend of Boggy Creek till I was like in my 20s, and then I'm like it wasn't scary. Maybe when it first came out, when people saw it, they thought it was scary.
You know,
Yeah,
Crow Creek threw in The Shining, and yeah, The Shining with Jack Nicholson is a classic. It's an awesome horror movie. But Sci-Fi Channel some years ago, many years ago, did a mini series of The Shining where they had that guy from Wings come in and play the main character, the Jack dude. That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah. Yep, that was a good one. See, they don't. I have you checked out what the hell was the name? It was another Stephen King book where it was like an apocalypse and there was like a huge virus that took out everybody and what the fuck was it? They just did a show about
The
it.
Stand?
Yes.
Yeah.
How was the new one? Have you seen it?
A lot of people didn't like it only because of the way that they did it. You know what I mean? Because they threw the cutting for the flashbacks was so seamless half the time you didn't know they were flashbacks. But I mean, overall, I liked it. I thought it was cool because it was a lot more akin to the book. You know what I mean? But I like the original one that came out with the Blue Oyster Cult theme in it, Don't Fear the Reaper, and I like this newer one that came out not long ago. So, not to mention Alexander Skarsgård played Randall Flagg in the movie, and he's just fucking good as an evil, scary, dark wizard. So, and Miss Wendy, yes, I saw The Entity, and that scared the crap out of me too.
So Illuminati put in Event Horizon was a good scary movie, and the actor that played the Doctor did an awesome job. Event Horizon was a really good movie. I would have loved to have got like a little more back information of what happened to the ship exactly. I know they said it went through like Saturn or Pluto, one of those damn planets or something like that, and it went through hell. It would have been cool to see that type of stuff, like have them do another movie about that. Let's see, Anaconda, The Society in Bad Taste. The movie that I thought was cool as a kid was House of the Crystal Skull.
Well, let's just say because of movies like Jaws and Lake Placid is why I don't really swim anymore unless it's in a pool. So,
yeah. If I can't see the bottom, I'm not getting in that shit.
You know, I have a movie that they should remake. Has anyone ever seen the movie The Wraith?
Yes. And yes, they should remake that. Yes. As a matter of fact, I think it was like January. It was on Netflix, and I rewatched that again. I was like, God, I forgot how good this movie was.
Remake that movie.
Yeah, I agree. That would be epic. As it with today's special effects. Oh yeah, and camera work.
And for anybody who doesn't know what The Wraith is, The Wraith was one of Charlie Sheen's first movie. He didn't really have that much speaking parts in it, but it was a damn good movie. Picture Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious.
It was kind of like the Fast and Furious with a vengeful spirit movie.
Okay. Poltergeist, Fast and Furious. Boom, there you go.
I agree. Fallen with Denzel Washington was a great movie. Yep, I'd almost forgotten about that one.
Oh yeah, that's the one where the whatever spirit it was kept like transferring over to people, right?
Yeah, it was a fallen angel. I think
Okay.
Gabriel, maybe.
This Shock Society was a society. I've
I'll tell
never
you.
seen that one.
I'll tell
The
you what.
original Swamp Thing. Yes,
One movie that actually freaked me out when I was in my older years was the movie with Jovovich out in Alaska. What was that movie called again?
Fourth Kind.
Yes,
Ooh,
that
yeah,
one.
that was good.
Where dude like freaked out and basically broke his back. I was like, holy shit.
It's because I know the movie was bullshit. You know what I mean? But it still doesn't account for the fact of all the missing people up in Alaska. All the weird reports and sightings of strange lights in skies and everything like that. But that was a hell of a movie though. That one creeped me out. And so did not fucking thinking. It was another UFO movie another alien abduction movie that came out where they zeroed in on they thought the family thought they were zeroing in on one kid, but it turned out it was the other one. What the hell was the name of that? I'm having.
Is that the movie with the woman who played in the Batman movie? Not Gyllenhaal, but the one that was in the first
Kim Basinger?
Batman. No, the first Batman that they did with Christian Bale.
Oh, Katie Holmes.
Yeah, I think Katie Holmes was in that one.
You know what? Roth had put a really cool question into the chat. It said, how do you think exposure to these movies has influenced you on how you view the paranormal, cryptids, etc.?
I think to me, it's their way of putting this shit out there without putting this shit out there. I've thought that for years.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of movies where they have freaking liaisons that are included, like Independence Day for the whole Area 51 scene when they walk down. They had liaisons there telling them what to do, what to put, and whatnot. So,
I mean, these movies haven't really affected my view on like cryptids or anything like that. It just makes me more interested to see, okay, if they're putting this in a movie, what could really be out there. That's how my mind works.
Well, what movie really, depending on the movie, you can just tell that the people who wrote it, the director who directed the movie, can really, it just, like, for instance, the movie The Others with Nicole Kidman, that movie, for me, made me think about the paranormal in an entirely different way. If you've ever seen that movie. You know what I mean? Where you had Nicole Kidman and her two children who had that disease where they couldn't be in sunlight or it would kill them. And their house was haunted. But in reality, Nicole Kidman and her two children were the ghosts. They were just interacting with the people who moved into that house. So you literally had one house, but had two different sides of it. You had kind of like our world, and you had the other side where these spirits were living, thinking that the people in the real world were actually the ghosts, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
kind of in the spirit of The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I gotta cut out here. Not only do I have to get up early, but Oakley, he's just not laying down. So I'm gonna go watch a movie with him and see if I can't get him to bed. But
no problem.
Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. I wish I could stay longer, but duty calls. So everybody in the chat, much love, everybody. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. Have a good night.
Dog Soldiers. Take it easy, guys. Dog Soldiers. Great movie. With that movie, somebody knows a little bit more than they're letting on, because there's been a lot of accounts saying that the things portrayed in that movie were pretty damn accurate.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for part 2 of that.
Yeah, they said the part 2 version was supposed to be an American team comes in right after that, and there was more creatures. They didn't kill all the creatures. More of them were around and shit, but they never got around to making it. I think it ended up in what they call development hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have loved to see the part 2 of that because they were supposed to meet up with their. Not was it the Black Ops team or was it the other team?
The other team. No, yeah, the Americans were supposed to meet up with the Black Ops team.
Okay.
So how long have we been going here? Hour and a half.
About an hour 40 minutes.
Yeah, Dogman was a bit of soft disclosure. Because like a lot of witnesses say like that shit was very accurate. So somebody in that production company, production crew, or whoever had input on the makeup of those creatures knew something. And I'm assuming because it was a military movie, they probably had a military liaison to like make sure it was like accurate. You know what I mean? All the commands and motions and everything like that. So who knows? They might have had some dealings with some agencies that let them out that shit like that. I mean, if you watch King Kong versus Godzilla, the latest one like that, they talk it's in there about the maglev trains that traverse the planet. People have been talking about that shit since the 80s. No, since the 70s, right, Bass?
Yeah.
And look, it's right there in the movies. Like all these movies and stuff like that, they put a little bit of it's disclosure to a certain extent. It's called conditioning, and they're conditioning us for this type of shit to be.
Why do you think Avatar took so long to come out?
It's conditioning. Splice was a disturbing. I haven't seen Splice yet. I heard it was really good though.
I watched it, but I ended up falling asleep watching it. From what I've seen, it was pretty good because I didn't start watching until like 2:00 in the morning. That's a wild ass story.
Oh, Eddie, yo, I have seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That shit is a riot. That movie is
Yeah, I've seen that.
that is so funny. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, guys, go look up Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Never saw Splice. Dog Soldier. I'm surprised you guys are all still awake. You must be bored hanging out with us like in late night like this. Has anyone seen Brotherhood of the Wolf set in a colonial? No, I haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up. Honestly, all I've been watching is Mountain Monsters. I know it's weird, but I'll sit and watch. I'll sit and watch Mountain Monsters all day. But not all, and I don't sleep until 4 a.m. Okay, yeah. You know how I fell asleep last night? Right here in this chair. Like for some reason I couldn't get comfortable, so I came down here and just put a blanket on and out like a light. I think I might need a new mattress. Another good movie, but it's 3 hours long. Storm of the Century.
I remember that. That was a great movie.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
that's like one of the most epic movies I've ever seen.
It allows me to start remote viewing places with a lot of cryptid. Okay. Light out. All right. So, Baz, I think we're gonna call it, man. It's going on 2 hours now. What do you think? Or you want to keep going?
Man, it's up to you. I gotta be to work.
Oh
at
shit,
12.
I ain't got nothing to do. Hey, where's the link?
Anybody
Fuck
wanna anybody wanna join in? I'll post a link.
Fuck it, hop in. Link's right there, everybody. Let's talk some movies. Last night of holiday weekend for me with no work next day, up late. Yeah, I'm off from UPS in the morning, so yeah, I'm just bullshitting. I don't have to be up in a couple hours. It's nice. Plus, I do work at my second job later today, but that's all holiday pay, which is like $20 something an hour. So yeah, I'll go in there and make some dinner and watch some Mountain Monsters with the guys. I have no problem with that.
I'll be at work at 10:30.
That sucks for you.
Yeah.
Yes, Syria petitioned the UN to ban use of cryptids in combat. Yes, I remember. There was I forgot where he was from. He's one of the countries in the Middle East. He went on record at like a meeting and said that the U.S. was using genetically modified soldiers in his country. And he said it numerous times. What the hell? What country was it from? It was the Middle East somewhere. Was it Syria? Bass, you remember hearing about that?
It faintly rings a bell.
Yeah. Thursday night. Genetic super soldiers and genetic manipulation.
Like I said, man, I've researched so much stuff over the years. Like,
yeah, make that money, put it in that gas tank, because that's exactly where it's going, homie.
I missed that.
That's all it is. Yeah, super. Put it exactly. Work for itself. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. Must be a cat outside.
A wild ass German Shepherd. What says Defense Minister of Syria?
Okay, yep. I knew it was some high-ranking official. Yeah, he said that said that the U.S. was using genetically modified soldiers in that country. What? You just got your tax return from 2019. The hell, they took off long getting that back to you. The government sucks.
Dude, and like this show Thursday is gonna encompass genetic modification on different spectrums, whether it be super soldiers, alien genetic modification, people doing shit in labs, making chimeras and stuff like that.
Oh no, yeah, we're diving deep into this one.
It's gonna be a little deep dive.
This one I plan on this Thursday show being one of the most extensive ones we've done so far, because the shit is crazy when you start digging down that hole and finding out what was really going on overseas with some of these soldiers and some of the other stuff that was going on and the manipulations and shit like that. So yeah,
all of it ties into what's going on today.
Mm-hmm. Sue says all our taxpayers' monies have gone into their experiments on hybrids and other projects. Yes, it has. All right. So Phil Schneider in 1993 said the black budget garnered. Was it 93 or 94? He said that. It was between
94. Between 94 and 95, because 96 was I'm pretty sure was the last time he was doing his.
All right, before Phil Schneider.
Around 94.
before Phil Snyder was unalived. He said in one of his conferences that the black budget garnered, and this is in the 90s, the black budget garnered at least $500 billion a year. Could you imagine how astronomical that number is now?
Dude, think about what Ronnie Dumpsell said. Um, they can't account for billions of dollars that went missing in a black budget.
Ralph,
Military budget.
what's up, Ralph?
Hello, hello.
What's going on, man?
Roth, we got you live. Holy steakies.
I figured I'd take a bit of a leap of faith right here, just say hi to everyone.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Glad you joined us, man.
And you are always welcome.
Thank you.
So we're gonna hop in on this movie chat.
I will hop on the movie chat. I am a fan of movies. I like the spectrum.
So what's your all right? Since we were on the topic of horror movies, what's the one that you still can't watch till this day?
Oh, the one that I had the most issue with, I think, was Legend. The one that had the mutant bear thing that was attacking a paper mill place. I don't know why.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You still can't watch that one?
It's partly because of, I think, some of the issues with how their production went, because the suit just kind of looked too off to me. But the lead up to it, it just felt like there were too many weirdness going on, and I don't know. It just had this weirdness factor to it. It's like the one beforehand, I could say I couldn't really watch, but was the movie Rogue, which was the giant crocodile movie set in the backwaters of northeastern Australia. I think Sue might know about that one.
Yeah. I've seen that one. That one's really good. Sort of like so did you that reminds me of this video that's been floating around the internet where this diver's floating next to, I think it's like a 40-foot crocodile or some shit like that, maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing's the size of a bus, honestly.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, you're bugging. Like that, if that thing turned around, it would swipe you, take you in its mouth with one swipe.
See the explanation from that video? I looked it up. That's the alligator from Lake Placid.
Oh, that was
the
a
movie
fake
Lake
alligator?
Placid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Trust me, I seen that shit. I was like, dude, you got some balls swimming next to that thing, dude. But then I looked it up. No, that's a replica they made for Lake Placid. It was supposed to be mechanical, but I guess it stopped working sometime during filming, and they just basically like made the shit float, like how they did Jaws.
I remember watching a creating of special on that movie, and they said that the tail of the animatronic was strong enough it could propel it through the water without any propellers underneath.
That's ridiculous. Illuminat said, would you like to see a movie about the town that was abandoned in Alaska where something was killing the residents? You're talking about Portlock. There's a movie about that.
There have been a few towns where that has happened, where things are mysteriously disappearing, and it was suspected to be cryptid activity. I cannot say the validity of some of those claims, but I do know it can happen and has happened in the past.
Yeah, like Illuminat's obviously mentioned the town of Portlock, which they just did a show on Discovery Plus about that called the Alaskan Killer Bigfoot. I mean, what is it? No, but would you like to see a movie made about? Oh yeah, why not? Shit, hell yeah! I think it would be pretty cool to actually see one made about that, and not just a documentary. Yeah. There's a Bass. What was the name of that Bigfoot movie that Dad liked, where the thing fucking pulled that girl through the window?
Oh, that
Abominable.
movie.
Abominable, I
Oh,
think it was called.
yeah, that movie. That scared the hell out of me when I saw that. I of all the cryptids in that I've ever really either seen or remote viewed or done anything with, I really have a problem with going too close to anything Sasquatch related just because I don't know enough about them to really have a good guess as to how they'll react with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the other one being the pale crawlers. I just will not go near pale crawlers. But yeah, that movie really helped to hone in, I think, on some people's fears about the really aggressive Sasquatch from up north coming down south anywhere.
Yeah. And like I think that movie got the description of the up north Sasquatch pretty damn accurate, where they kind of look a little slow and like the eyes are like pointed in like that, and they I think that movie got it pretty damn accurate. And then when that thing pulled that girl through that window, oh my goodness.
You know what that scene reminds me of? It reminds me of what happened to those people down in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That was a horrible thing to hear about, and I really wish that their families, good condolences and that they can recover from that because that was horrifying. I think for them.
I wonder if the people who caused that are still in jail, because like that, because the whole situation the whole situation came down from these knuckleheads going down there and call blasting.
Yep.
And I believe they were arrested for that shit. But then, like 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 you said, the police changed their story like 4 different times about that shit. Hmm. All right, Ralph, I got a question for you.
Yes,
Have you heard of you've heard of David Pilatus, right?
I have heard of him. Yes, I think I've seen
And
a few people referencing him. Yeah.
the whole missing 411 thing.
Yes, I've seen a few of his films. I think it was the first not 411, and then the other one about the hunted, where it was hunters and experienced woodsmen going missing out of nowhere.
So, let me ask you, honest opinion. I'm not trying to put you on the spot here. Don't get nervous, but what do you think? Cryptid, alien, or other?
I would have to say it's a mixed bag because some of those accounts sound like that they were suffering from hypothermia or pneumonia, something going on, and more or less the force took them. Others, one specific example of a hunter that was going with one of his longtime hunting friends, they were out hunting and his friend heard this lightning crack. I know that as a uh, very telltale sign about a portal trap, which is where an entity or something will set one of these portals up somewhere and it'll wait for someone to come through or something to come through. And as soon as it enters, that thing will just close instantaneously and it'll sound like a lightning crack. And the fact that he said there was no clouds or anything that would say that there was any thunderstorms going on in the area really honed in that. So I think it is honestly a mixed bag in that it has to become a case by case basis of trying to figure out what evidence and what clues are going.
Yeah. Mm.
I feel the same way about that.
I wonder.
Absolutely.
I wonder how many people. I wonder how many of these missing 411 people have been, one, taken by the Fae, or two, snatched up by a cryptid, or three, found some of those staircases in the woods and walked up them. I wonder if anybody's actually like done that and come back.
That is very possible. It all depends on what the entities wanted that person for. If it was meant to be that person, or if it was just happenstance. I don't think anyone that has gone through it would probably want to talk about it very easily. And yeah, well, with Dan talking about self-disclosure, there might even be cases where some alphabet agency found out about this, caught the guy on his way out of that portal, and then just disappeared him for a while.
Yeah, Sue. Yeah, the First Nation people believe yes. Over in the United States, I believe the Native Americans used to call the Greys the Ant people. That's what they kind of referred to them as. Um, I've been told that me and Bass are still being visited by the Fly people, which I take as a variation of Greys. I mean, if I'm still being visited, say hi, motherfucker. Stop coming. Let me sleep at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. One thing I've been wanting to ask because I know we had a bit of a short conversation over, was it Facebook? But you were asking me about the thing in your foot, Bass, and when
Mhm.
I had my ask my questions on it towards my spirit buddies, they said to me that it was something for you to check with a doctor with because they weren't going to say what it was, but if you could find out through a doctor, that might help you out.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Because it was a situation where if anyone else here who has done psychic reading or has directly talked to spirits, it's sometimes a game of telephone where you will ask them, they'll ask another, they'll ask another, they'll ask another, and then that comes all the way back to you, and that may not be too adequate. So it may just be like you were going to get the answer, but then one of the line in that line of questioning just said us, or just say it's I'm not going to talk about it right now. So that is kind of more or less where I had to go with that.
Oh no, I get it. I've seen the videos where someone starts at the end of a line and they say something, then by the time it gets to the other end of the line, it's completely different from what was originally said.
Hmm.
Like it's still along like the same premise, but totally different wording and whatnot.
Yes,
All right, so you're saying basically they're playing phone tag.
it was playing phone tag in the sense of me asking any questions about it,
Okay.
because I could not just directly contact whoever or whatever's in is responsible for that thing in your foot. I could only ask my sources, and they ask some other sources, and then those sources asked those sources to get to the people responsible, and then they had to phone their way back. Because there's a lot that, believe it or not, there is a lot of hierarchical bureaucracy going on the other side as well. So some entity may not be able to get information from this rank because they're too low rank, or they're too high rank and they're not meant to talk to this other rank.
Hmm.
all right. So, Roth, Miss Destiny Campbell said in chat, glad to put a voice to the mythical Roth. She said she joined, but she sounds like cornbread with a microphone that smokes too many Marlboros.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah, like yeah, yeah. I hope my voice is as surprising as you wanted it to be, because I myself have that hate your own voice syndrome. Personally, I think I sound like a reject Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, more or less.
Nah, man, you sound all right. You're fine.
All right.
Definitely
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
man. Been waiting for you to hop into a live chat.
I have been working up the courage to do it. Just things in life been going on, and just kind of making it a bit difficult. Plus, with everything that I'm involved with, off air, uh, it's me having to also ask my own superiors, which other spirit side things, because I don't get paid for it. But hey, I've got deities and spiritual things I have contact with, and sometimes they don't want me disclosing certain information because I'm making sure I give you guys all public knowledge on the other side of the veil. If it sounds like it's public knowledge, they'll say, "Yeah, go ahead." But if it's something sensitive, they'll tell me, not right now."
The- Uh, Chase said Ralph sounds like Johnny Depp. Barry, he may be my spirit animal. What the hell is going on in chat? Barry said his dog loves cornbread.
Cornbread's pretty good.
I don't know, man. I'm not a Southern food eating person. It's, see, Sue agrees. You sound good, Ralph.
Thank
See,
you. Thank
well,
you.
actually, thank you, Ralph, for doing a voice reveal on an impromptu truth.
Yes, I
Cool.
wanted to come in and talk with you guys because if there was ever any way I could really help out this channel or help out any of the Nightmare Nation or Dark Waters family, I wanted to be able to do so. And sometimes the 200 character limit on YouTube chat isn't always that useful. So I
Yeah.
will. So sometimes just being able to talk, or type on Discord because I'm on Sean G's Discord. I'm on Chaos Theory Productions Discord, and I'm able to answer questions that way. Because right now in this phase of my life, I feel like I am helping to point out all the necessary breadcrumbs to help you guys all out with figuring out certain stuff. Because here I'm kind of more or less sitting on the other side of the road, just kind of going, okay, you guys are going the right way, and I want to help you guys out. And I don't always agree with some of the discussions, but that is perfectly fine with every family. We don't always have to agree with everything.
No, yeah, like we said, it's a family, and family you're gonna agree and you're gonna disagree. Like
Hmm.
sometimes my view might change your view might change my view. It's all about the discussion, and we're not here to say put I wouldn't say kibosh, but we're not here to poo poo on anybody's ideas or experience. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This is an open forum for anybody who wants to come on and tell their truth.
And one thing I'm also trying to help do is just kind of put more of a voice input from the other side of the coin. So the ones that we're all talking about, the ETs, the cryptids, the paranormal, the spirits, the ones that I can talk to, I'm trying to do as much as I can to kind of give their perspective on things, even if it's just the public perspective, the public statement that they want to have heard. And it's difficult. I will say it is difficult because trying to give you guys an insight to another society that is completely outside of what most people experience is a bit different. And just I'm also trying to make sure that I'm only giving accurate, truthful stuff, and I'm not just sounding like I'm just pulling stuff out of my butt.
Well, you proved to me you were pretty damn accurate the night that those such and suches showed up on Volt's property, and then
Yeah,
one of them got their gluteus maximus handed to them.
it wasn't just handed to him; he was served on a wooden platter.
The epitome of fuck around and find out.
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
be laughing. That's evil hearted of me, isn't it?
Ah,
Nah, I mean, no, that's not evil hearted because they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing.
they were trespassing. They were full of ill intent, and I just want to make sure that things don't get too crazy on Volt's property because I do believe that the Bigfoots, at least the Sasquatch on the property know that those guys weren't with Volt and they weren't with Volt's family. So I think they were like, we don't know who those people were. We know they're not with you, Volt, because they were stalking you too. So no harm done there.
Which I still wonder if that's being investigated because I'm gonna like when it first happened, I dove deep and I was looking through like missing persons reports and everything like that, but nothing quite came up. So now maybe I'll be able to find some kind of link or some kind of article with someone missing. I think they were based out of like Shreveport. So I'm gonna dive into that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was kind of glad too that I was able to help out with that because on one hand, it's whenever there's violent conflict between humans and anything not human that is not fully recognized by science or even by just bear attacks or tiger attacks over in India or Asia that you never want any organization to say, okay, we're going to stop this right here and now. We're going to take out these Sasquatch because they killed someone. I did not want that to happen at all because I think Vault is doing something very profound in this community, and that if we're all able to help him out with it, because he's helping to give us answers that we've always been asking for and should hopefully get some answers to.
Well, Ralph, I want to say this. You have been a great help.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great help.
I've already believed in I
And
wait
we
a minute,
appreciate it.
No,
Like
Yeah.
there's been nights where Walt was out there doing an investigation and you were like watching and we would just start bombarding you with questions about like what's going on. Like sometimes they would like block you, but
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that was blocking you because
I was told myself off the air that it was something I should not be looking too closely into. It was a thing or something that was very into its privacy. But when it came to that one bear thing that was snarling at Vault, that looked like, he said that had a bear's face and a weird body. I think that was part of one of the strangest going on in that area, and I'm kind of giving some looks here and there to find out if it's even still around. I think it might still be around, but it's being chased and actively hunted by the Sasquatch and the actual dogmen that are moved into the area. Because I don't think either of them like that thing, and whatever that thing is, they want out of there as much as Walt does.
and that's the same thing that came rushing at him from the tree.
Yes, the same thing that we were all watching on the cameras, and that we were trying to figure out how it got so fast from by the pen all the way over to where Vault was.
But a fool if he is answering Quinn. Absolutely scared of Trump. Yeah, Cryptic Quinn, go pump some quarters into that Wi-Fi.
Yes, yeah, I pretty much I have let Destiny and even Lakay and Vault know that I've kind of given them little bird spirits that'll let me know if anything big happens around their areas, because I know that Destiny's been dealing with a dogman in her area. I'm sorry, in her area, and she's been wanting to make sure just that it's not going weird. And then also for Vault and Lakay, with how much is going on in their property, I just wanted to make sure that nothing violent or anything hectic really happened there. So I just made sure there's always a little bird around there, just kind of keeping an eye on things for me.
Humans made a deal with aliens to supply them with people for food. Blues. That's not a movie, man. That's based in real life. It's called the Creator Treaty. Look it up. They sold us out for exchange of technology. They said they would take a certain quota of humans per year for abductions, but they had to be returned, and they started taking more than they were supposed to, apparently, according to this treaty. And that's what kind of started the Dulce War. Well, one of the aspects of the Dulce War.
Yeah, another thing about those abductions that they're still happening every now and then, but the probing really has kind of stopped. That I've been able to glean that most of the time they're just abducting them for more or less questioning of trying to figure out genetic lines and just trying to figure out more about the human race currently. But those invasive probing has been more or less been stopped since the late 90s.
Paul, yeah, and back in December, Vault, Cole, and I think Will were out in the backyard, and there was
no, it was Vault and
Cobra. Vault and Cobra were out in the backyard, and it turns out that Vault had his laser with him, right? That green laser, and it reflected off somebody. Cobra saw it. Vault went over there, and a dude took off running. They found like where he had been camped at. They found like bags and garbage and shit like that. Well, it turns out that evening they heard some gunfire going off way off in the background.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Big guns, too.
And it turns out that one of these people that were secretly hiding out on Volt's property became lunch for a bunch of Sasquatch. And the shit was under investigation. Like, you can't find any info. You might be able to now, but like in the immediate time afterwards, you couldn't find any information on that shit.
Yeah, I believe that they're classifying that case as from a missing persons to a potential murder case, because they did find remains at the site. And I'm not really going to be talking too much about what was going on because I know Vault wanted some of the things to be hush hush on his end.
Yep. Yes, Illumina. We have seen These Woods Are Haunted. That's a really good show. There is one on there. It's in the latest series. It was what the fuck? What the hell was his name? The black guy who had the dogman encounter.
Yeah, he was on
Roy Stubblefield.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which they completely changed his story for that show, but
I don't think they changed his story. I don't think they changed his story for Paranormal for the These Woods Are Haunted. I think the other show that he was on had him change his story. I'm not going to say what other show he was on, but it's it starts with a D, an E, and R. He was on that, and he had a completely different story that was told.
Mm-hmm. Paul, to answer your question about that, I don't know who they were, whether they're connected to any of those Hot Pockets or not, but I just know that they had enough funds to get the gear they wanted to bring, but they did not have all the training to get out of there without getting a few bruises and cuts.
I think it's safe to say this. They were an offshoot group of the GFBRO or GCBRO, Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Organization. Yeah, they were offshoot of that, and I guess they must have been listening to Vault and thought it'd be interesting to go up on his property and try to catch some evidence. Well, they didn't catch what they want. That's all I'm gonna say.
They caught something. Well, one person caught something.
What's up, Charlie? How you doing, man? Was a long time ago now, though. Yeah, it happened in December, so 5-6 months ago. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take it out because there should be information available about it now.
Yeah, that was a real idiotic move.
First of all, be careful.
Remember, that shit happened live. Like during the live, you could hear the gunshots off in the distance during the live stream.
Yeah, something caught his ass. Something big and hairy with some sharp teeth. Yeah, we're good, Charlie. Like same here, especially about the children. Which, you know what, Rob? Somebody just wrote. Sue just wrote something about children. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean to put you on the spot. What do you think? What do you think black-eyed kids are?
Black-eyed kids, to me, I believe, are those soulless bodies that were born somehow or somewhere, and that they are currently being possessed by some darker power entities. I think that they are, yeah, exactly just that. Some like demons or some other dark entity from who knows where is controlling these bodies, and I think they were originally soulless. because a thing that is soulless, like a body of any kind, is a lot easier to possess and control than a body with a soul in it.
Now, now, could these? All right, so these soulless kids, right? They're inhabit. They may possibly be inhabited by something. Do you think these kids could be the shells or like the body of one of the kids that that met their end in a ritual way? You know what I mean?
That would only be a small portion, since those kids, sadly, they would be in the
Devoured.
numbers. Yeah, they would be devoured, and the sheer numbers to produce these black-eyed kids would be too numerous, and there'd be too many disappearances, and there would be a nationwide crisis going on.
Yeah, Sue. Yep, Sue. I agree, Sue. Trouble. She said trouble is so many people think what Vault's doing isn't real. Well, the shit ain't made up, man. It's not.
Yeah, and that kind of reminds me of the one video I think a Red Feather review showed, where it was showing that person digging up a grave from someone capturing it on their phone in a car, and the person looked like they had incredibly long hands or fingers.
Apparently, that was supposedly a dog man doing that.
I've been looking at that footage every now and then, and to me, it looked more like what I would call a ghoul, which is someone that's been hanging around necromantic, like death magic, for too long, and whenever they're going around that stuff, they just kind of shrivel up and kind of look emaciated, and they might have like really drawn-in eyes. Because if you hang around specifically death magic a lot, you'll start to look like death itself, more or less. And the way that guy was digging and the way his hands looked, it looked like what I would consider a ghoul.
All right. Child torture. Sue, what are you talking about? I miss. Sorry, give me a second. My ears are killing me from glasses and headphones. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Turn it up. Thank you, Charlie. Me too. Yeah, Charlie, what's up, man? Yeah, man, we're trying to. Vault's got some personal stuff going on now, and he stepped away for a little bit, but he'll be at the conference. But he might pop in here and there on like a stream that me and Bass do. But we're gonna try to put out some more stuff for you guys, because it's not enough the interaction with everybody. I love this stuff. Like, why do you think I'm up to 1:20 in the morning?
Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, we are all part of the Nightmare Nation here and the Dark Waters family, and it's always good for us all to help support each other.
Yep.
Oh, and we will be doing a live stream from the Dogman Conference in Tennessee.
Yep.
I will be making sure that I am able to catch that if I can, because that sounds like something very interesting. Plus, what Vault teased in saying that he was going to say at that conference.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. We're going to try to get like a whole big table set up and everybody sit around it, and random topics, random crypto topics, paranormal topics, whatever. So you'll have Vault sitting there, Vault, me, Bass. We're going to try to get Josh Turner in on it. Mr. John Johnson's bringing his stuff. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun.
Oh, I can't wait. I gotta get out of New York for a couple of days.
Yeah, I can imagine how, like, because I think you guys both work at a shipping facility, correct? For
No, Bass is a cook, and I am a supervisor for the Big Brown Delivery Company,
ah,
and I also am a direct support professional for people with developmentally disabled. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. Developmentally disabled individuals.
that is a very awesome thing. That, like, I'm just excited. Thank you for what you're doing. That is amazing.
No problem. Man. I just wish they paid us like it's should be.
Hmm.
Paul, I do not know if DW is going to the conference. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him going. Um, Red Wolf is in here. Hold on. What's up, Red? What?
What's going on?
What's up? How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
So, yo, you get your tickets yet, yo? Mr. Red Wolf.
Yeah.
You get your ticket yet?
Nah, I'm going to. I'm telling you, I'm going to.
Come
Hey,
on, man.
You slacking in your macking, you're simping in
Man.
your pimping.
I just ain't had time, man. I ain't had time. But I know it sounds crazy, but it's true.
Dude, just a couple of clicks on your phone.
I mentally don't have time for that right now.
Oh. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, bills, everything piling up, man. Dunking and dodging, driving, dropping sand loads, man. Just keeping it moving.
Where are you dropping sand loads from, or to?
I'm over here in Caldwell, Texas.
Oh wow, that's south where I am.
Yeah, I like it out here.
Hmm.
Except for when it hits 100. When it hits 100, I'm not too happy.
No, I cannot stand the heat. Like, despite me having a dragon for my icon, I'm a cold person. I like the cold.
Yeah. Dude, I'm
I'll
telling
tell
you,
you
bro.
what. I moved down in Texas. You can come up to New York. Fair trade.
That sounds like an interesting proposition.
Nah, I don't need to have a winter storm blow in and I'm trapped in my building for a month.
Nah, man. As long as you got a shovel and you don't even need a snowblower. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that sounds like the resident.
You'll be all right.
Don't worry about it. You got it, man. Just trapped in a butt puddle.
Dude, worst case scenario, if you get snowed in, you get your case of beer and you throw it in the snow. It'll keep it cold.
Yeah, what about your bills that are piling up? It can't work.
I mean, see, the problem is down south when you guys get a little bit of ice or a little bit of slush, something like that. Most of those people don't know how to drive.
No.
You guys riding around on ball tires down there, man. You can't ride on ball tires on slush and ice.
Yeah, because we don't ride around. We don't
Remember-
need grips on our tires, bro. We
Man,
ride around on
listen.
asphalt. We don't
Listen.
ride around ice.
The earth has shifted, so you guys are getting what we get up here.
Rod, have you ever tried doing the Johnny Depp accent? Because you're really good at it. Just natural.
I have never tried doing it myself, like on purpose for any reason.
I'm telling you, you got like his mannerism in your voice. At least you don't. At least at least everybody don't assume you're a white guy. Right, Babs?
See, I still can't get over that shit.
What?
When everybody thought we were two white Italian guys from New York,
You're from New York.
they was like,
the accent.
they were like, yo, Bass and Truth are black.
Ah,
Man, I don't. Yeah, it's just your black card, goddammit. That's all.
Listen, I'm not really black. I'm secretly a reptilian overlord here to watch all of you.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
the shit's funny.
we're not
Shit was funny,
supposed to
right?
say that out loud.
Oh shit! Am I spilling state secrets? Damn.
Right. So Truth came by earlier and he was talking to me. He was like, "Yo, dude, why are you talking with an Italian accent? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?"
Who said that?
I
What?
like my
You did.
I did.
Yeah, when you came by earlier and we were talking, and I said something to you, you looked at me like, "Why are you talking with a thick Italian accent?"
I don't know. Then I might have just smoked a bowl. I don't know. I might have just heard something funny.
I don't know why I said it. I just smoked a bowl. That's
See
funny.
it, dude. I'm hyped. Fucking, we got Roth on.
Hmm.
Yo, I'll be back in a minute. All right.
Okay.
The
I'm talking about.
the bowl hits Kuwait, man.
I like what Crow Creek said. Here, lizard.
He's got to go put
Yeah.
reptilian lotion on. You know, some of that cocoa butter, that reptilian lotion butter. God, come on, Bass. That was funny.
What happened?
I said he's going to put on some of that damn reptilian lotion on right now. That damn cocoa butter lotion. That reptilian lotion.
Listen, man.
Yeah. Letting out all your secrets.
Listen. All right. So everybody should use cocoa butter. Don't get this shit twisted.
White people don't need lotion unless you got some skin condition.
I've used
that's
cocoa
fine.
butter once in my life, but most of the time now I just use aloe vera because my hands will break out in the winter time if I don't use aloe vera.
Yeah, that's because you don't need a bunch of grease all over your skin. Putting that cocoa butter is greasy, bro. I've already used it.
No, it's not. You got to get the right one, bro. You're buying the wrong brand.
Yeah,
Buying the wrong brand.
I used to try to use just like sheer lotion on my hands in like wintertime, but I just did not like how greasy they got my hands. So I just once I found out that there's aloe vera hand soap, I'm like, yes, please, no more greasy hands.
The only time I really use cocoa butter lotion is like because I work on a 500-degree oven, and every once in a while I tend to burn myself, and it helps with the burn marks. Like if you looked at my left forearm, you would think that some kind of wild ass animal attacked me, and I put my forearm up to block it.
I like coconut. I use coconut oil. Like if I'm gonna put anything to moisturize my skin, I'm putting coconut oil. Unrefined. Okay? Fancy like that. Plus you get all glossed up, you get all glossy and your little muscles ripple, and then at the same time you smell good. It's nice.
I'm gonna do a non-paid for promotion. You want to feel good, you want to feel clean, try some Squatch.
But yeah, Scotch, but
It's good stuff. It's good
listen,
stuff.
I've heard through the grapevine that Yeti's better. I'm just saying. Say Yeti is better.
That's neither here or there.
Try
Try some Squatch.
Yeah, I've tried. It's really good. I like the charcoal one.
Pine tar. Go straight pine tar. You good money. You might get a little freaked out because when you're taking a shower, the water does turn a little dark. You're like, damn, am I that dirty? No, it's just the bar soap that you're using. That's all.
Barry Browning, if the Squatch soap was meant to be an attractor for Sasquatch to want to come around you, I would imagine a lot of field investigators would be just dying those things by the boatload.
Yeah, pretty soon, Sasquatch, the Squatch bar soaps are going to release a version called Squatchina and Heat. You want to have a Sasquatch experience?
That is playing with fire right there.
Yeah, it'd be like a little red bar of soap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like you going to the conference and trying to take edibles with you.
Yo, what's if they came out with a bar, a red little bar that was called In Heat? Everybody was buying it. All the Sasquatch guys were buying it and running out in the woods. That'd be too funny, man. Oh,
Dude, if anybody's gonna get run out of the woods getting chased by a Sasquatch, it's gonna be you, bro.
it's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sparks might be out there going, "What is with this hairy looking dude? Like, why?"
Well, that might be the male, but the females are gonna be like, "Look at that! Look at him right there. You know what? He's mine." Bang! Next thing you know, Chase is missing. See, look at that shit. Listen, man, just don't pop off any shots right now, right?
What?
Just don't pop off any shots.
All right, I'll try not to.
You talking about taking edibles, going out into the woods, man? You're gonna see a bright pink Sasquatch. You're gonna walk off with her.
No, I think for me, the thought of like, yeah, edibles and then going to the woods. No, that's messing with some fae right there. 'Cause the fae will love you if you go in there after that.
Chase got this green light going, bro. Like you near a UFO? What the hell are you doing?
I'm telling you, man. Bro, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I said this green light and then like if you point the phone in the opposite like window, it has a reflection, like a green reflection. And like you move the light and it looks like a UFO flying in the sky, like if you're pointing up. Anyways, it was fucking funny. Thought about doing like a little video. I'd be like, Bass, what the fuck is that? I was gonna do some more hoaxes.
Early in the show, Chaos was on. He just seen a UFO like earlier tonight.
Yeah, no,
And it was his son that pointed it out to him.
Yeah, for a little while up in his area, I decided to just give him some heads up in case I saw anything. And yeah, for like a month there was just nonstop traffic. You thought it was rush hour up in the skies above.
Oh, Ralph, I seen those messages you were sending to him through chat.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, Chaos, how was the light show last night? He was like, how the hell did you know about that?
My secret.
Gonna be sponsored by Kratom.
Well, Ralph, did you hear about he was on the other night talking about a spirit that he seen on a bridge.
I heard about that. That was very, very interesting. That makes me want to talk. I kind of hear from him a bit more about that, just because that is very rare to have happen when you have like a person suddenly becoming this supernatural phenomenon, and now, hey, that must have been was a flipped his lid, honestly.
Yeah, like I want to say he called me maybe an hour after it happened, and I was like, "Bro, you just had your own lady in white sighting." Like I wouldn't like really specify it as a lady in white, but because he knew the person, but that's basically what the premises is.
Mm-hmm. And I think that the area that she appeared in is also significant, and it might do some good for him to just kind of figure out why it was that particular area right there.
Well, he did also say that.
Hey man, I'm thinking about getting a haircut and beard trim, man. What do you think?
What are you gonna say when they say beards are lame?
No, I'm thinking about cutting and trimming up my beard and my hair. Man. It's just getting old. Every time the wind blows, it gets knotted. Either that or me and my wife gonna go and I'm gonna get locked up. Get some fucking dreads.
Don't do that.
Honestly, if you want to do something with your beard and your hair, get some Celtic knots. Get some of those Celtic braids.
Yeah, usually. Like I have them. I do them a lot of times, but it's been a while. Probably should do it like a real good one before I chop it all off.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's getting old though. Bro, I haven't had like short hair in a while. You seen some of my pictures on Vast, didn't you? When I was younger. No hair.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude. I found a Chase. I found a Chase Thompson on fucking TikTok. I was like, dude, is this? Nah, it can't be.
Nah.
Barry said, "Please get dreads, Chase."
Get dreads? I know. Wouldn't that be dope? Crazy. What's your fucking? I ain't ever seen a dreaded ginger.
I have.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
Well, it would be. I guess it would be fun to go do that with my wife. She would look normal, and I look like a fucking retard.
All right, Charlie. Have a good night, man.
Wow.
So what's up with it? Let's see what's in the chat, man.
Got you, Ralph.
Crow Creek said beard dreads.
Beard dread.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Beard dreads. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen beard dreads.
I have. Man, they're pretty cool.
So you remember that one guy that used to live in Evergreen? He had his goatee like dude, he had his shit tied down and like rubber band and shit. And his shit was about 12 inches, dude. I mean like 12 inches long. You remember that guy?
Yeah. You all right over there?
Longer than yours.
No. Fuck that.
I mean, stop smoking them tweeds, bro. You driving?
I'm not driving.
All right. So yeah, Chase, you need to get your tickets to this conference because it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I get it.
Dude, what are we gonna do? We're bringing the equipment. We're gonna try to do a round table discussion because there's gonna be like I'm so hyped about the shit. Like this is people I've been listening to for years that's gonna be at this conference.
Yeah.
Like Jody Cook, Tony Merkel, Nick Redfern, Wolf.
Dude. Shit.
Just recently got into Nick Valente. Like
Trash.
One of the things I think will be kind of interesting for you two, Truth and Bass, is finding out just how much of an audience you guys have garnered yourselves when you guys go there. Because I've heard some content creators have like this really big like wow moment whenever they go to like one of these conventions and they find out just how many people have been listening to their stuff.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait. From where we're at is what, a 15.5-hour drive straight through?
Yeah, 15 and a half hours.
That won't be with both of y'all driving, that won't be bad.
And for some reason, Truth decides we're gonna drive through Pennsylvania, through Ohio, and down through Kentucky. Which
Hey Keith, good night, man. Hey, remember Keith, remember to show up on Thursday.
And I already said, if something runs across the road in the middle of the night while we're driving, there's going to be a problem.
I know. Something runs across the road in the middle of the night, I'm shooting.
See, you guys,
Sorry,
such pessimists. We'll be fine.
And
What are you talking about?
Roth, have you heard any good stories out of Caldwell?
I am one state north of Texas. I can safely say I've heard a few lizardman stories coming up from Texas, up near the southeastern part of the state.
I got you. I swear I keep hearing. I've heard Wolf talk about Caldwell quite a few times. I was gonna try to reach out to him and see where some of these areas are at. Some right here. I know the river's like right over here to my right. I thought about going out there and exploring.
Yeah, just be careful with around those rivers because you never know what's in them.
Yeah, yeah. Anything natural, I ain't too worried about.
Like, I will say, like one of my particular hobbies has been watching alligator populations and their migrations, and I'm just kind of curious how far north they're going to go because more and more territory is becoming habitable for them.
Yeah, I don't really see any gators past like Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just personally, I haven't seen it. Wow, what's up? So what? How far? What's the? How far north have they made it?
They have. I think I'd have to look at a. I'd have to look at a map, but I do know that they have been going in a northwesterly portion, like up from Georgia. I think like there was a few that were found in the Arkansas River area.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, yeah, I've definitely I've seen gators in Tennessee before.
Mm-hmm.
Like up around the Chattahoochee River and everything. I've seen gators up around there. What's the you got gators, don't you? Ain't you in Oklahoma?
I am, yeah. We have been very slowly watching the gator population come up from that very little area and just kind of slowly moving north.
Yeah. What's the? You guys got some big? Ain't there some big river that's kind of like really cryptid out there?
I think
Yeah,
I think it's the Arkansas. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a bunch of stuff that happens near the Red River. I haven't heard half the number of things that have been going on, but what I have heard, Red's a popular spot.
Yeah. So I always hear stories coming back.
Oh shit, man! When was it? I want to say like 3 or 4 months ago. They pulled a gator out of one of the rivers in Pennsylvania. Like while it was so cold out.
Wow.
It's a damn sewer gator? Or how'd that get there?
Dude, it was about 5 feet long, bro.
That was a pet. Probably.
I don't know. I seen a video where they went and grabbed this shit out the river, and it was, dude. I want to say this was back in February.
Bro, don't you do either one of y'all have Snapchat?
Yeah, I got Snapchat.
No,
bro, you gotta get on my Snapchat, man. I gotta send you this video. It's I caught this.
I have you on Snapchat.
Oh, have I sent you that video yet? Where I caught that baby like that 4-foot gator, and I took it to my house with my wife.
No, I don't think so.
What? Yo, I'm savage. Listen to what I did to my wife, right? So, I was fishing and this little alligator popped up real close to me. So I just grabbed him and brought him home, put electrical tape around his mouth. And me and Kim have been talking about getting a pet or whatever. So I kind of came in with hey Kim, I got us a pet. And we had tile floors and I slid the gator in. The gator stood up and hissed. And my wife was, started cussing at me, get that effing thing out of here, blah, 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 Plus, she's a sister, so she was being all extra. It was,
Jeez.
dude, it was so funny, man. So funny. Yeah, I must see that video. That shit's funny.
So, Truth and Bass,
Yep.
what all projects have you guys been up to with your 3D printing? I know Truth is doing his Red Hood helmet. What else are you guys working on?
Bass wants me to print them out a Moon Knight mask now, so I think I might do that. But after 6 months of using this damn thing, I finally figured out how to get everything right and start printing big stuff.
Yeah, the only reason I'm telling him to do it is because my printer is smaller. So if I did it, I would have to print out like 6 or 7 pieces where he could do it all in one. But my smaller printer comes out cleaner than his bigger printer. I'll tell you that shit.
Yeah, it does, but that's because you have more time to fuck with it.
Yeah, this is true.
Right? Exactly.
Well, I just printed a Mr. Knight.
Turn your camera on. Turn your camera on and show everybody. Stop being scared. They all know they all know what you look like anyway. So just turn
I'm
your
not
damn
turning
camera
my
on.
camera. I'm not turning my camera on.
Why? What are you scared? You have edible? You're not looking right over there?
No. No. No.
Fuck.
Well, I'll tell you what. If
Yeah.
you guys found me on Facebook and I added you, I just posted a photo of it. It's called Hello, Mr. Knight. And I did a Black Panther helmet recently, which came out pretty dope, but it's definitely too small for me to wear. Shit, it might be too small for a cat to wear.
Oh, yeah, Bass, I got to talk to you about some red feathers.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. Mr. Dom, what's going on, sir? Mr. Don Johnson, Midnight Amongst Monsters is in house.
Hello. Yeah, speaking of red feathers, it would not surprise me if between now and the next red feather review, to have some lighting going on in the skies of New Jersey, because right now there's a few lights going on.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Really, the UFOs have hit the bottom of the barrel like that. They got to go visit New Jersey.
I mean,
Nah, man, you can't say that, man, because I can't remember exactly the year, but supposedly there was a UFO crash in Jersey in the 90s. The comedian, Joey, no, wait.
I'm about to say, don't say Joey Diaz.
Dude, he talks to Joe Rogan all the time. I'm pretty sure it's Joey
Yeah,
Diaz.
Oh, no, so Joey Diaz saw a UFO?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to see that episode. I love Joey Diaz.
Dude.
What did he talk about on his podcast? When did this happen?
He was talking about it. It was either his podcast or it was on the Joe Rogan Experience. Dude, even you ever hear the comedian Bobby Kelly?
The name rings a bell, but I can't put a face to it.
Well, if you look it up, if you type in, I don't mean to do a plug like this, but if you type in Opie and Anthony, Bobby Kelly werewolf, he talks about what he's seen over in Afghanistan when he went over there back in like 2004, 2005. And
the Middle East.
Yep. And there is another guy who's an actor / comedian who goes on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he talks about seeing a mermaid out there in the Mediterranean.
How did Rogan respond to
that? To which one?
To any of
he talks some wild shit on there.
Yeah, he don't believe in Bigfoot and all that shit.
Eh,
What did he say? What did he say? You remember his reaction towards the mermaid guy?
it seemed like he kind of took him serious.
What about the damn UFOs?
Well, he's done numerous UFO shows, so
All right, so why don't he take Sasquatch serious?
why? He,
I don't understand it.
I might be speaking out of term. Like I don't want to speak for the man, but it's just because there is like you have actual people going out to try to find facts, and then you have the fringe type people.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
And every time he went out, like he actually did a show where it was like Joe, Sci-Fi Channel. Joe Rogan questions everything, and he went looking for Sasquatch. He went out looking for Bigfoot in the Pacific Northwest. It was him and this dude named Duncan Trussell, who's a regular on his show.
Yeah,
And after he did that, he came back. He was like it might be out there. Yes, it might be out there, but some of the people that are involved in it are batshit crazy.
okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Like, look at I don't mean to say it like this. I don't want to throw shade on the dude or whatever. So if he does listen to this, I apologize. But that one dude who said he had a Sasquatch head in his freezer or something like that his dad killed.
Oh yeah.
I want to know if that person who kept a Sasquatch head in his freezer, if he'd had any like trespassing Sasquatches there, trying to get that head out of the freezer. Because
Trying to recover some of their dead, right?
yeah, because they have been known to grab their stuff back from other people.
Unless it's not a head, maybe they not trying to get it back.
It all really depends, really.
Wedge Antilles said at Chase, I think Rogan knows what's up, but doesn't want to rock the boat too much on many subjects. Probably.
Right. Makes sense.
Oh, guys, we're going on 3 hours here. I think we're gonna call it.
All right.
This has been a really good show. Thank you.
Rob, thank you for coming on. Chase, thank you for coming on.
Sure.
We will be doing another live stream Thursday night, but that one will be more topic orientated towards super soldiers and genetic manipulation. So I'll be sure to hop in and listen to that on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for now, guys, we're gonna sign out, and we will see you on Thursday.